So we are here with our first official episode of our Night's Black Agents campaign, and that's all I'm going to say. I want to turn it over to a dear friend and a badass of GMery or DMery or directory or whatever we call them in this game, Byron. Take it away, man.
Hello. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And hello, all Myth Brigadiers, I guess. Would that be the proper term for them?
Yes.
Or what have you. Super spy agents that are out in the realm of the internets. And welcome to the cast. Thanks for tuning in and joining us. And of course, we have some wonderful Night's Black Agents, our first episode of the Blood Rising campaign here on Myth Brigade. And so I'm just going to kind of go around the horn here and see how everybody's doing. Jason, how are you, man?
I am doing incredibly well. I'm excited to announce that we have finished filming on another film short for one of the other channels that we have that doesn't do as well as Myth Brigade. So that's the news for the week, and a couple episodes of Rules Bites on their way out as well. So yeah,
that's what we are 12. Is that correct?
Yes, we are 12. Yes, this one involves someone putting a thermometer up their bum, and so good technical stuff. And yeah.
The two sent me were pretty good.
Yeah,
the two you sent me were pretty funny, I gotta admit.
Yeah, it was good. All good. I'm excited to be here, man. I cannot wait to roll some dice with you guys.
Johnny, how you doing?
I'm
Mr.
great.
Dan Kaplan.
Just looking forward to getting started. All ready to go.
Awesome. I love that background. Really cool. All right.
Far better murder board than mine.
Well, that one's just an internet picture, though. Yours will be
That's
live
right.
and
I stole it.
updated with pertinent information as we move forward here. So, Tara, how you doing? Who just joined us straight out of work?
Yep. There's a shift in mindset here. That'll be fun.
Yeah, go from saving people to killing them. That'd be
great.
Awesome shift. Awesome shift. And Tyler, do you have a good nap?
Great nap. It was perfect.
All right. Miss Red Lily, the assassin.
That's me.
Do you have any good, interesting gaming last couple days? Maybe.
Yeah, a little bit.
Warhammer Fantasy game that just continues. You get messages through the week from everybody that's still playing, even though they're not actually at the game. That's lovely.
That's not important.
Scheming and backstabbing is like Game of Thrones, basically.
It is. And
Who would ever backstab?
Brent, how you doing, man?
I am fantastic. I'm super excited to start Night's Black Agents. Talked about it 3 months ago, and it's finally becoming real tonight.
Yeah, I know. It's exciting, man. Well, technically, it was kind of real last time, but I mean, this is real.
But now it's real. Like we're actually for real doing it.
Would that be like real, fake? Like it's really fake.
I feel like you're getting too deep into it.
That's too deep.
Let's go.
That's too deep.
This isn't that much of a psychological thriller, but it might be by the time we're done.
Maybe.
Depends on how many adult beverages I consume while we're running this.
Somebody order him a DoorDash and fresh bottle.
I just had some pizza. That's how you refresh your pool. You ordered the GM DoorDash. That'll work. All right, so everybody is ready to go. So without further ado, we have some fantastic music. Jason tells me we can't hear, but you guys hopefully can. From Iron Cthulhu Apocalypse, I believe.
Yeah, it's a little ditty that he wrote. It's or she actually. I'm not really sure. Not that it matters. It's about 10 hours 23 seconds, or 10 hours 23 minutes and 33 seconds long. It's a nice little ditty called "Hissing at Gods." So thanks so much, Iron Cthulhu Apocalypse, for sponsoring the channel, letting us use your music. We love it. Rock out to it for long hours. So,
Is it called Hissing at Gods?
it is Hissing at Gods. Yeah.
So it's like easy listening, right?
It's pretty easy listening as far as ambient music goes. Yeah, it's chill.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're obligated to play through the entire 10 hours of it, right?
Yep,
So
that's
we're
right.
playing for 10 hours starting now.
It's like, it's like this is gonna be going for a while.
Yes, it's going.
It's
man.
gonna get real sloppy.
I bought diapers
I feel
for that
fresh.
purpose. I'm
It's
ready
good.
to go.
I'm gonna need
Right.
more caffeine.
So with that in mind, you guys are all Dan, where's your little like safe house at? Like what country, what town?
When we discussed it, you had said I think it was like outside Reykjavik in Iceland, but I'm not sure if you were serious.
No, that's your solace. That's like the place you
that's
can
my
go
solace.
hide. Yeah, that's the place you can go hide out. So if you want to make it near Iceland, that's completely fine. But as the handler, I would say you're probably the guy that knows where you guys are.
You
kinda
mean like
getting
our
to.
safe house? Our
Yeah, like you got. Where are you based out of?
Well, maybe we should vote.
Does anyone have a globe they could just spin and point at?
That's going to end well.
I do have a bunker in Colorado.
Yeah, but are you
That's your solace, though. That's your solace, though. Keep that in mind. That's a place you don't want to just flee to all the time because
That's where you hide out.
people could follow you.
Well, that's your safety. Your soul.
That's your safety. Yeah, right.
That's true. That is my backup.
Thank you, Tyler, for correcting me on that speak of the actual term.
Would our safe house be sort of out of the way, like not necessarily in a large city? Is that sound reasonable?
It could be wherever you want. Be wherever you want in the world.
As
So
long
this
as
is
there's
our
proper
group
aid
safe
out
large
there. So-
city and
Yeah, this is like your group kind of kickoff point. Maybe it's just an old warehouse
I feel
somewhere.
like Europe might not be a bad place because it's kind of centralized.
Sure.
I don't know.
It's close to home as well.
How
I love
does
that.
Sardinia sound? You guys want to be on Sardinia?
It sounds like a great idea. I was gonna say something really silly, like let's be like hidden under the Eiffel Tower in France or something like that.
Nassari off the coast in a small fishing village in Sardinia, where we think no one has ever heard of us and will likely never find us, or not.
No, I'm quite convinced of it. There's no way. There's no way.
That
No
is
one
a
lives
good
here.
one. A quaint fishing village.
I like it.
The fish
Okay.
don't even know where this village is.
Kind of probably reminds me of like that fishing village that Jason Momoa lived in Aquaman. The only part of that movie that was any good. But anyhow, so you guys are hanging out at your little fishing village, and you guys have probably been around each other for a while now, on and off. You've been on a couple little missions here and there, nothing of this memorable sort. And Evan, you get an encrypted email that comes through.
Oh, good.
And for about the last 2 hours, you have been working on this decryption.
Oh, so it's not just a protected email. It's encrypted, and I can't tell what the hell's going on.
Yeah, you're not sure. It's taken you a little while. You didn't have to spend any points. It's an investigative spend for your computer use or cryptography for that matter. And so you're looking at this, and it tells you about this journalist named Olivia Liu. And it's
like LIU.
Yeah, LIU.
Yeah.
Olivia Liu.
She got a Facebook.
And it says that she has information about these things that you guys are tracking.
Really?
However, she's in grave danger. And you have a very small window in order to get her out of where she is before she'll be overtaken and not be able to pass along information that she has. It contains just enough information that leads you to believe it's very knowledgeable about you guys as a team. And it mentions several of you, not all of you, but several of you.
So we're made.
It mentions Dr. Mitchell. I'm sorry?
So we're made then. It mentions us by name.
No, you don't think it doesn't mention you by name. It mentions you basically like with a kind of cryptographic description of things from your backgrounds. So like where you were found, like what you've been exposed to, jobs you've previously had. Not all that information, but just enough.
So it's like
about
like encrypted pictures of certain places, like the logo of a company we used to work for, and something really cryptic like that, right? It's not just spelled out words.
Or like surveillance video of you,
bugger that,
of like meets that you had, things like that. Just enough that makes you believe that this information is coming from a valid source.
What's the message's origin? Granted, they're bouncing it off of probably 15 different VPNs, but can I trace it back?
You can. So you could trace it back to an email address.
Yep.
Coming from London.
London.
However, you do notice that it doesn't have a lot of traffic on it.
What's the address? Is it something formal? Is it like hot, whatever at gmail.com?
It's let's see, what could it be? We'll call it conspiracy at gmail.com.
Really? All right then.
Hotmail.
Does it include coupons for money saving value or something like that? This is interesting. I need
Bring
to
a friend.
So
ED medication.
So at the very moment that I realized that this is legitimate, I would very, very quickly, because I've been trained, reach out to Johnny on an encrypted. I don't know, where would Johnny be? Just around the house somewhere?
If we are in Sardinian village together.
Yeah.
Small enough that I can just shout.
What?
Yeah, Johnny. Hi.
Oh, so who knows? I mean, maybe we have like a villa there that it looks smaller on the outside than it really is.
Yeah.
Is it painted blue?
Yeah.
It's painted blue. It's like an old police box, maybe?
Jason,
That's a great idea.
what is it? Can't you see that I'm in the middle of this?
Right. So this isn't one of those emails, right? But I've got something I think you need to see.
Oh, all right.
I think it's pretty important.
Jason, I look at you with some disdain. Have you been on the communications again?
No, I'm not going to let my inbox fill up, right? But this was an encrypted message, for God's sake. I'm not going to just let it sit in my inbox. You never know what it could contain.
Right. Okay. All right, Jason. Tell me, what is this?
It's evident,
message?
by the way. Jason's a real person.
Sorry, it says it on your.
He changed your name on the Zoom.
You guys haven't changed your name, or sorry.
Everyone but you changed your name on the Zoom call.
I'm
to
doing
be the
it.
Character's name.
I'm doing it.
Oops! I have to call you out.
It's too late. We just have to throw him under the bus. Just change the name.
Okay, let's see if this is better. Is that better?
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yes. Shit face. What was it exactly you wanted to talk about?
Trying not to necessarily get everyone else's attention, because they always tease me. Because I often call Johnny over to look at other things, like, hey, look what I found. Look at this video. This one's real. So
Why, Evan?
Oh yeah, I'm paying no attention to Evan until I'm actually.
So look,
That's
I got this
So,
email.
Evan,
It came in.
what is it exactly that's so important?
Pull up a chair. You're gonna want to see this. So I got
Yes,
this
of course.
email. It's encrypted with like a proper algorithm. It took me like 30 minutes to crack it, and even then, I'm not sure I've got it all. Now, what's crazy? Look at this, and I start scrolling through the content. So this Olivia Liu says she's got some sort of information about something that we're tracking. For one, I'm not even realizing there. I'm not aware that we were tracking anything in particular, but she says she's also in danger. And I mean, they all are always in danger, but look at this. She's got fucking pictures of me and you and Dr. Mitchell right here, look. And then, look at this. It's Tesla on video. It looks pretty good, actually.
Is the background in the picture Sardinia or someplace else? Can I tell?
It's all over the world. So, like, it's not just pictures of. It doesn't have anything about Sardinia. You don't see any pictures that lead you to believe that your like spot would be exposed. But different places that you've been, different operations that you've been on, different operations that you guys have been on individually, like before your time as a group.
Well, so much for low profile, I suppose.
Right.
But it's not a ton of information. It's just enough information that would make you believe that this person is legit.
So, this Miss Lou, she seems to know that we're all associated, and that we're all together, and that she should contact you to reach the rest of us. Or did you intercept this somehow?
No, it was waiting in my inbox. That's what's troubling. It came from London as well. I traced it back, but the data center that goes through is not particularly, first rate, right? It's a kind of a mom and pop shop. If I could get there, I might be able to find out more. They may have some surveillance or something if someone hacked in. This is legitimate, and I know I've said that to you before, John. I know, but this is the real shit.
Well, it begs the question: who knows about our group outside of the group of us? And I'll ask that to our director. If there was someone, is there someone outside of us who knows about us as a group? Who, if someone else sends us these photographs, we might think has been compromised?
No, because you guys are, kind of individual. So you don't really have a patron or someone who really sponsors you or anything like that. You're kind of like self-sufficient.
Well, maybe they don't.
Yeah, right. So,
well, okay. Evan,
yeah, so to correct maybe a little bit of a misconception here and something you said, Evan. So the message is not from Olivia Liu. The message is from whoever this is in London about Olivia Liu.
Oh, that's even more complicated. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So it was
and it just basically says that you have probably less than 48 hours to get her safely out of Marrakech before the information that she has will be lost.
Can I very quickly try to sort out who this Olivia Liu is? Hop in the sort of government records. We're not talking social media, but let me see if I can figure out who this person is, if she has a presence out there.
You can actually.
Let me see about this Olivia Liu person here.
And it is correct that the email about Olivia Liu contains photographs of all of us, thus indicating they know who we are.
Yeah, not all of you, just
Some of us.
enough of you. So
who
there wasn't
in
one
particular, Byron? Who was it? Who was missing?
Johnny, actually.
Of course.
Tell him for Johnny.
Right. Well, Evan, you do know that basically I'm still living my old life as far as anyone's concerned. Our practice here is something I've tried to maintain any public distance from, and you understand why. It has to do with background things.
I absolutely understand, Johnny, but look, if they're that close to us, it's only a matter of time before you're made as well.
Well, I would suggest that I think you're right. I think we should investigate who the Olivia Liu is and perhaps obtain her, rescue or kidnap, depending on how you look at it. The other thing would be is, who is it that wants us to do that, Evan? I would actually make that a slightly higher priority. Who is it who sent this to you? We should find out who that is.
So it's really easy to spoof an email address, but I'll give that a go. Maybe the others know this Olivia Liu person. Maybe the doctor, huh?
That's possible. But whoever this is, we need to close them down as a source of information. And we need to find out who else they've spoken with. Once we're associated, we're all in danger.
All right, I'll get on that then. So, do I need... you said I spent one of my 12 already? Do I need to keep track?
You didn't have to spend any.
I didn't have to.
This information was easy for you.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to trace it. So the email's going to get me as far back as a server. I want to know who owns that data center. I want to know what server it is in the rack. And these are things I think I could almost figure out. So maybe it's okay for him. I'll spend on this if I need to at Johnny's direction.
Okay. It's coming from a server in London.
Okay.
It looks like the person could have been a former MI6 agent, based off of the way you recognize like the rack setup. Like it's pretty typical to the setup that you were exposed to when you had your little brief stint with MI6. And actually, you probably set this server rack up.
That's not
based off your background.
Yeah.
This was probably part of a project that you were working on.
So you're thinking basically I sort it back to a server and then I'm able to connect and get visuals from like a security camera. Is that what you're saying? So I can see it? Or I just
you could see you could connect to a security camera that basically overlooks the server room.
Can I get
I know that I approve or disapprove or have any feelings about it whatsoever, but you still leave yourself a back door on each of the servers that you set up?
Yes. In fact, that's why I'm on this camera idea. That's how I got through. It's going to take me a while, but I could sort through the archives and see if I can... I mean, the thing is, you could connect to this server from anywhere, though, Johnny. He could be in London, he could be in Ireland, he could be in Tallahassee, Florida, for all I know.
Didn't you use that, what was it, route trace route from the...
Yes.
I can't remember this technology thing.
Yes, in fact, I can. But it's going to take a bit of time, I'd expect.
Okay.
Let me work on that. So I'll work on that while he sorts out what he's doing with the others, Byron. I'll just focus on tracing it back from so that message came to that server from some point. I want to know where in the world that came from. Defeating VPNs if at all possible, because it could look like it came from China and it didn't. So I'll do my best to sort that out.
Okay.
Do I know at this point that we're going to go to forgive me, what was it? Is it Tunisia? Where did we say that?
Marrakech.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to Marrakech.
Yeah, and it said the email basically contained a timeline that said that within the next 48 hours, the ability to get Olivia Liu will be out of the picture because the agents that are on her trail will have captured her by then. And she has very important information to this thing that you guys are looking into.
All right. I call Tesla. Remind me, you know how to run a boat to just to hop over just a little ways across the Mediterranean. We just need to get to a small town in Morocco, Marrakech.
I'm assuming you're kind of like doing it on like a press intercom or something like that.
Well, I'm assuming you're upstairs in the house and I'm just calling out your name.
Oh, okay, sure. So I've been sitting there working on some projects, and I just stand up and I'm like, of course I can pilot a boat. It's not a problem for me, but why?
Have you ever piloted a boat before to Marrakech? Is it the kind of port city that's easy to get in and out of, or is it more difficult? How much planning is involved?
I mean, I can imagine that it wouldn't be that difficult to get in there. I mean, we might need some forms of identification, but Evan could whip that up in, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe.
For the 10
But you didn't answer my question. Why do you want to go there in the first place?
Oh, yes, right. Lily, Dr. Terry, could you please join us in the dining room?
You right there?
Do you want me to come or you want me to stick on this?
Yeah, Evan, why don't you come for a moment? Bring the laptop, why don't you? There's a good lad. We'll have seats at the
come
table.
up from the basement all sweaty from like training.
So, Evan, when you have a more precise location with Marrakech, could you let Tesla know? Basically, here's what's happened. Someone knows about us, which is disturbing, But even more odd, they sent us the image, Evan, if you could show them, of Olivia Liu.
Yeah, so I
who was apparently
flip open the laptop and scroll through.
In Marrakech, at a location that Evan will hopefully help us determine, and that her life is in jeopardy, and that supposedly she has information that might be interesting to us, or perhaps that we don't want to fall into other people's hands. We don't know. The one thing that Evan, I think, gleaned from the email and other information was that this information might come from British intelligence, maybe MI5 desk. So whether we're trying to capture a hostile or protect a witness, to protect ourselves or gain information on someone else, all of that is unknown. The only thing that is known is that someone who knows about us thinks we should be interested in Olivia Liu. Did I miss anything, Director?
No, I think that nails it on the spot.
Does it have something to this Olivia Liu? So they have information on us. Are they extorting us? They blackmailing us then? Saying that they're going to release information to the agencies we used to work for about where we're located?
I look at Evan. I think if they are, they're being very subtle about it.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm focused on trying to get the actual location. What I'm trying to find out, Byron, did the sender send this from Marrakech through London? Did it come from MI6 in London regarding Marrakech? I'm trying to break the relationship between the message and the location. And as quickly as possible on the heels of that, I need to know who this Olivia Liu person is. I'm like completely sitting at the table, sort of tuning them out, just kind of hammering away at this. I'm sorry, Johnny. What are you talking
fine.
about?
So the information through the server is actually it looks like it's coming from London. It's being sent to a military satellite station in Gibraltar, and then back to London, and then to you.
And I don't have anything on the other side of the satellite?
Yeah, you don't have anything on the other side of the satellite.
Okay.
Now, Olivia Liu,
Clever boy.
with very little bit of digging, you are able to find out that she is an investigative journalist that believes heavily in the occult.
What?
Yeah.
This can't be right.
And
I kind of chuckle, I think, when I find that.
sometimes she's thought of as like a crackpot. Some of her ideas are kind of crackpotish. And you remember actually seeing an article in one of your MUFON magazines.
You're not going to believe this. I know who this woman is. Johnny, don't look at me like that. I just turn the laptop around and push it toward him and scoot back in my chair. I don't try to explain.
What is she written on? If she's supposed to be such a crackpot, what sort of things has she written on? Scroll down a little bit and take a look at some of her articles.
Some of the stuff that she's written about are basically occult and the existence of real life vampires in Eastern European mythology, including the existence. She felt that Vlad the Impaler was not actually the Dracula that is depicted in the.
I'm looking over Tesla's shoulder and I don't know who this is. So I'm just looking for any evidence of any scientific data or objective analysis or anything. Do I see anything like that in her articles?
There was some information, some hematology things that she referenced that were actually things that you worked on when you worked for the World Health Organization. There was a refugee camp in, we'll call it Eastern, would have been probably the Baltics. That during the Croatian-Serbia war.
Do you all remember when I told you about the mission I got burned on, where I was driving an escape vehicle and this guy jumped on the back of the vehicle and basically peeled it open like a sardine can? And he literally rended the head off of the guy next to me, and then I managed to shoot him multiple times in the head.
Well,
and he fell off, and then I saw him get back up even after all that. I mean, you guys have had some similar things like that happen. I mean, that's why we kind of all quit in the first place, right?
and
I
they
mean,
think
isn't it possible that she might actually know something that's
Oh,
related to that?
there is. Yes. She is a knowledgeable. Listen, this may tie it all back together, right? I've told you a dozen times that whole car thing with the superhuman strength, the Greys, they may be small, but they can just. This is probably linked back together.
It's not a fucking UFO, Evan.
I didn't say it was a UFO, but I said she knows something about UFOs, and I think we need to go after it.
yes. So I agree. She obviously, whoever knows about us knows about her, and that puts her on par with our level of knowledge. So I think that we're dealing with at least something that someone else believes is credible.
So we're going to
Who
find her.
can relay out of Gibraltar through London, an MI5 server, and then back to us. So with that understood, Tesla, I think if it is you, I think you need to prepare to take us there. I think, Lily, if I'm correct, you're always good about scaring things up. We're going to need a boat. We're going to need 2 boats, actually. A large boat to cross, and then a smaller boat to take to the shore. Dr. Mitchell, I should imagine that we may have to drug her. She may not come willingly. She may not know who we are. So it may be up to you to prepare something perhaps that will, how should I put it, put her in the correct mood to come with us.
Super Mickey.
And Evan, I think if you could locate her cell phone so we know her precise location, that should be enough for Lily to be able to lead us to her, obtain her, and bring us back to the boat and bring her back, if not here, our secondary location.
We definitely
Somewhat
shouldn't
plan.
bring her back here.
Well, if she doesn't know where here is,
Well, if
That
she's
may-
obviously already being hunted by other people, we don't need to lead them here.
fair enough. Director, do we have any locations in Marrakech?
You
Random
don't at the
warehouse.
moment, but you could obtain one.
Who's our best person for obtaining a hideout or hangout or a secret place in a foreign city?
You?
That would be you.
You?
The propensity to delegate is
that
fantastic, Johnny,
director?
but that is actually you.
Yeah, you could in fact probably get a hotel room or something
I'm
like that.
really good at killing people.
I have a 10 in contacts. Could I tap a contact?
Yeah, you can create a contact. So what you can do is you can spend however many points you want to put into that contact, and then that contact will now exist in the game.
Jimmy the boat driver.
So you could say a guy at the marina, maybe a guy that you know that's a tour guide that one time you went to Marrakech to hang out with some hot women on the speedboat you took from Spain. Anything like that. I mean, so you would basically create that contact. You would name him. Well, actually, in this case, Lily would get to name him because you're bad with names. You would create that contact, and then that would be an existing contact. So basically, you would figure out how good you want this contact to be. And then he exists after that.
I'm thinking a former friend who is an Interpol agent. So I'm gonna devote 3 points to my Interpol agent friend.
Okay.
And I'm gonna call him up, or her. So Lily, you get to come up with the name. Tap them to get us through customs easier.
And I'll just note for the rest of you guys
Hope
know
you're-
that I have an extensive network, and you may or may not know, but I never use my contacts when we do our work. If you want to ask me about that, you can. I'm not sure that you know, but there is a reason. You suspect at least. And it's blatantly clear that I don't use my contacts when we do things. And it's like we
Point of
talked
having them.
before. Sorry.
This is the question I keep asking myself. What's the point of having these contacts if we're not going to use them?
She's got a point.
That's a good point. I agree.
Yes, it's an excellent point.
So, what is the name of this Interpol agent? So, you would basically get to create their nationality, I guess, at the same time. So, if they were to have like a name that would blend in Morocco, then you would have to use like a Moroccan name, which is where Marrakech is, by the way, in Morocco.
Or Sullivansky. Perfect Moroccan name.
Seems good.
Works for me.
Was it
Works.
Pilor Sullivansky.
Pilor?
Pilor. Can you spell it any other way? Sullivansky.
So he's a Russian guy.
Polish. If he's Sullivansky.
Polish? I don't know.
That's why I just rolled with it, man. I have no idea. He said that it works.
So Pilor Sullivansky, the Interpol agent. I mean, he works for Interpol. He could technically be of pretty much any nationality, really.
Sure.
Yeah, and so he's Polish. He's well tanned, of course, because he lives in Morocco. And so you can reach out to him, and he says that he could probably get a hotel room together for you, should you need it. And he asks if you will be arriving like you usually do via speedboat from Spain.
We will be arriving via speedboat.
Yeah.
So that should be enough. I'm going to try to estimate what would be the time it would take us to get there from our current location.
Well, your current location is where we say Sardinia. So
I don't know where it is.
Wherever the hell that shit is.
It's like down and to the left. It's like
down and to the left on the globe. That's real helpful.
Well,
southwest.
If it's
45
helpful,
degrees southwest.
yeah, it's right where all the.
So we're like, if here's Spain, or I guess I don't know if we do backwards. If here's Spain, here's Italy, here's Sardinia, here is Marrakech. It's like
so you guys are real close. So you guys are probably you guys don't even need to go from Spain. You could just take a speedboat from here.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, you could just grab like a go fast boat and probably get there. Shit, I don't even know how long it would take to get there, but let's find out. Google.
Also, if it's where all the sardines are from, I think.
Yeah, that's right. That's Sardinia.
It's 36 hours. Wow.
We should probably bring with us some hardware.
We could
Some
even
real
drive if we
hardware.
wanted to take 36 hours. We could drive on the AP7.
Hardware, you mean like guns?
Yes.
It's interesting. Google offers you like car, train, walking, bicycle, or flying. They do not
Walking.
offer both.
Walking. I love that. Yeah, that's
It's like, how
I'm
long
gonna
is it
walk
to
from
walk?
here to Italy.
Yes, you can walk. It's 390 hours by walk.
Well, you better get going.
I'll send you a picture.
That's very long.
Right, here we go. Here's a picture. I will put it on the shared server. Copy that. I just put the footpath for fun. I don't think I should put my foot.
Let's do that.
So that's basically, you can see Sardinia, or as our starting point, and there's Marrakech.
Like I said, I could drive us there. It's not really a problem. I could probably get us there very quickly.
Just
How
using a boat.
only matter,
Just like go there.
far is it distance-wise?
We got to take a ferry, it looks like, from Sardinia over to just, I don't know, west of Monaco. And then from there, it's like 36 hours, 38 hours
Right.
if on the long side, past Madrid. Oh, Madrid.
According to this, actually, we have to go through Gibraltar, take the ferry again through Rabat, through Casablanca to Marrakech. It would be a total of 45 hours by car.
You know, right.
We don't have a great window on this.
No,
Yeah,
we don't.
you're gonna have to get there a lot faster than 48
I'm
hours.
thinking.
40
I'm
45
thinking
hours.
either the speedboat. You know, back in the day, the NSA would have we could have just used a chopper or something like that. But I don't think we have those resources anymore.
Yeah, you've got a chopper.
You do have those resources. You have piloting. You just have to kite one.
Is there a hospital on this island?
Probably. Yeah,
Yes.
there's probably a hospital. You're gonna steal the life flight chopper?
I was thinking of stealing the life flight chopper.
How
I
would
mean, you
like
could
to
probably
work
steal
for-
like a.
That's gonna be really
much,
tight, though.
much less necessary chopper, but it's available.
Yeah, you're gonna do the A-Team Murdoch thing and basically go get a chopper from somewhere.
Listen, it's an 8-hour flight.
Yeah,
I mean, that would be the most expedient way, and I can land a chopper just about anywhere, parking in the garage, whatever, and just move it around as needed.
I will happily make you an employee of this medical center if that's what you so desire.
That
you could probably get one from like a. I would think instead of stealing like the life flight chopper, I don't know that Dr. Mitchell's really gonna be agreeable. to
Feel
stealing-
okay about that?
Feel okay with you stealing a life flight chopper? They
No,
might
but
do
they look
know
at
that.
your
that
face.
life flight chopper is going to have that kind of range, especially with the party of 5 potentially.
True, but you could get like a shoot like a tourist chopper
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
that's
like,
true.
a tour guide.
I was about to say.
or a corporate chopper.
We could rent a corporate jet, and if there's a medical facility in Morocco, we could fake a reason to land there. We could. I propose that our cover is a medical mission.
Organ transplant, of course.
We'll be above board, even if we're lying about it.
I like the organ transplant idea. That
Yeah, I
sounds
could
really-
probably put a requisition in this system.
I could
for
take
a
someone's
transplant.
kidney.
I kind of scoot
I could
further away.
transplant it.
So
Why don't I try to do that, Byron? Why don't I try to find the medical center and just kind of go back to my laptop like Schroeder and Peanuts? But I want to put an order in basically in their medical record system that would, if they check and they have requisition number 50643 for a pig heart or whatever, that it would be legit.
Okay. Let me consult your character sheet just to make sure exactly what that would be, if that requires a roll or if that's just that's going to be a computer use, I would think.
You want me to?
Or-
want me to check it?
Yeah.
With a roll?
So
Okay.
yeah, so just give me a roll for computer use. So you're a 4.
And I've got 12, right?
Yeah, and you can spend to get a +1.
I'm gonna spend to get a +1. That's what you said.
But you could spend 1 for 1. 1 for 1. So you
One
can
for
spend
one.
2, 3, whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna spend 3. This is important and it's early. I'll have 9 left for this
And
session.
I believe in this
Oh,
system, if I'm not incorrect, you can choose to spend the points after you. roll.
No. I was just reading up on that earlier. You,
Cool.
if you say it afterwards, then the director laughs at you. I got
Okay.
a 5, so a total of I guess it would be 8, right? Because I spent 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be fine. So yeah, you'll be able to throw that in there.
yeah, I print out the requisition and just kind of hand it off to the doctor. There you are.
Thank you.
So we're
Can
stealing
you
a
upload
life
this
flight.
digitally to my phone, please?
I can.
So your cover to go to Morocco, to Marrakech, is basically you are taking an organ transplant to the local hospital in Marrakech, and you are using a corporate chopper or plane.
Plane.
Plane. Okay. So yeah, and
There will be nearby local airstrip accommodations for this.
all right.
excellent. Well, that was easy.
So as the camera pans, basically you guys are all like getting like onto the plane. Some may be carrying big bags of weaponry, what have you. Lily, of course, is carrying her Japanese katana. You can pretty much requisition the gear or anything you'd like to bring with you. And you guys I can see you guys sitting down on the corporate plane, kind of. Dr. Mitchell's probably handing out medical white jackets for you to wear. And Tesla probably has some IDs that
Yes.
he's drummed up.
Yeah, so I'll pass out IDs that are basically fill in the blank.
Fill in the blank by Lily.
By Lily?
Yeah, because you're bad with names. So
Jimmy Agnew.
I don't want to be Jimmy Agnew Tesla. What a jackass name that is. Why do I always get it?
Listen, you always know that I just tell Lily to come up with them. All right, don't worry about it.
But if you would just get more creative, she wouldn't have to use. She doesn't even. Never mind.
I mean, you look like a Jimmy Agnew.
Evan, my name is Dick Bitters. Be glad.
Dick Bitters.
Here's this Dick Little.
Dick Little.
I can't wait to hear what mine's going to be.
No, take your time.
Yeah.
I was eating, goddammit.
You picked the perfect time
I
to
picked
eat.
the wrong time to eat.
The suspense is killing me.
Was it
It might be
Agnew?
killing Olivia.
It
Richard's
could, in
small.
fact.
Richard Small. It's just another way to say Dick Little.
She's female.
Oh.
Richard's probably a poor female name.
I mean, parents fuck up all the time.
Is it in Morocco though?
Rochelle. I'll be Rochelle.
Rochelle.
Small.
All right, and then what about me? And you? You didn't choose your own name.
Just gonna stop eating.
Great idea right now.
Yeah, thanks.
So, have we boarded the helicopter at this point?
Jet.
It's a plane,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
yes.
it's a plane.
Okay.
Yeah, Tesla probably has his little laminator. He's just waiting. He's like, "Could you like tell me the name so I can make this shit?" You know what I mean? So
We
He
want
has
these
little-
things to be cool by the time we use them.
he's probably got like one of those Pelican cases that just opens up and it has his computer with a little like printer and stuff. You know, in case he needs to mail a package by FedEx or some stuff.
Hey, you see me like nudged like a small like a block of C4 just like out of the way so that nobody can see it. But you guys all, of course, notice it. I'm like, well, just in case. You never know.
Well, and the
your name's Chad Stewart.
That's good. I like that, Lily. Very good. Very good.
he gets
All right, let me
Chad
just-
Stewart. He gets Chad. Just Chad.
Just Chad.
What the fuck?
Just Chad.
Just Chad.
I pull out
Okay.
my makeup case and start trying to make us look not like.
Oh yeah, do we have a pilot, or I'm just gonna fly this thing, right?
Well, if you're requisitioning a corporate flight, then you would,
Here with the pilot.
then you would have the pilot. It comes with a pilot.
No. Okay.
It's a chartered flight, so
That's fair.
yeah, it actually will go in under customs. Because
Which, well, makes it a lot easier. There we go.
yes, definitely does. So you do know that the Moroccan police are very not nice to people who don't belong.
Hmm.
So, just a heads up on that. So, causing a big ruckus in Morocco can definitely bring what they call heat. So, heat is a system in the game that basically shows how much like the police want to hunt you down
Hmm.
or whatever. So, murdering people is illegal. In most
Who would
places.
do that?
I'm just saying, so that could bring heat. So you may want to think about if you do get into a fight or something like that, shooting guns at people and shooting them like in the chest might be bad. If you're shooting a bad guy, he's probably not going to the local hospital, stuff like that. So you want to consider that, or maybe using, ways to disable people instead of
That's
like
why
if
I'm
you're fighting.
thoroughly trained in hand to hand.
Exactly. So like wrapping them up with like the curtains or, things like that are much, much better use than, hey, I'm just going to go shoot these three guys. And now there's 3 dead bodies in a room in Morocco. And so now police are wanting people there. So you guys land in Marrakech at the Marrakech airport.
It's known as the Marrakech Manara Airport.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
Right. Gateway to Marrakech.
So there you go. There's some pictures for you in
I
the
marvel.
Discord chat. So that is the little corporate terminal. The first one is a little corporate terminal that you guys arrive at. Basically, somebody's carrying the cooler of the supposed, you said pig heart or whatever it is that you have.
The doctor.
The
Just
doctor.
carrying the
Okay.
pig heart
Well,
thing.
aren't they all doctors though, according to their
Doctor?
Doctor?
Oh, doctor.
Doctor.
And Jimmy's probably something like, what, an intern or the janitor or something like that. It's just, thank you, Tesla. I think I speak Arabic
We'll
as
stride
well.
across the airport tarmac as if we know what we're doing, and I guess head to our car. Do we have a car, Tesla?
I'm like, of course. I'll ask. I'll ask Paylor to send us I asked Paylor to send us a vehicle anyway, and he has a hotel room for us, so we can make that our base of operations.
Hey, Jimmy, how far is Miss Lou from our location now? Are we able to tap into her cell phone?
I have no cell phone on record for her. But let me see if I can. There were coordinates given to us in the email, yeah?
Yeah.
So that
There
would
were.
be, I would have that on my phone already, kind of holding it up and toward the front of
Okay.
the car. And I've got the window
So
down because I get a little
the
car sick.
as you're holding it up, as you guys are getting off the plane and stuff like that, you're trying to locate the thing, and you notice that the cell phone has not moved. So it is in the Riyadh Rouge hostel, basically in Marrakech.
Okay.
Well, that would make it easy. I mean, Lily. Worst case scenario, Lily and I can just bring her out quietly.
How old is Lily?
27.
How old is Tesla?
Oh, 38.
All right. So you two will pose as a couple and go to the hostel and see if you can make contact. But how will you bring Miss Lou out if she's not cooperative?
I mean, I'm assuming that Dr. Mitchell has the answer to that, right? You have something that we can give her that might
We're posing as
sedate her?
I had something in my pocket.
Well, that could work. I mean, if you give it to Lily, then I'm sure that Lily can make sure that it finds its way to the right location.
Of course.
If things go wrong, that is.
All right, so I give her the syringe. It's in a little a little aluminum sleeve, that screws shut so that it can't accidentally be ejected or anything. So, listen, just put this in a big muscle. You know the drill: thigh, shoulder, and sink the whole thing in her. It'll knock her out within about 30 seconds, but only use it if you have to.
Right.
I kind of shake my head and scoop. Just sit back.
So since this is kind of all new to us and we're kind of learning the system and stuff, I'm gonna give you guys some nudges here of things you could do or ways to think about situations. So when you arrive at the airport, you want to look around and see if there are maybe other people at the airport watching, because Olivia Liu is in Marrakech, and she's attempting to escape some bad guys. So ways that somebody might track an agent or find somebody if she's trying to get out of Marrakech, should she want to use the airport or what have you, they might station some dudes at the airport to kind of watch for her and kind of snatch her when she tries to get on a plane. So if you think about spy movies,
Do we know what she looks like?
you have a picture.
Yeah.
I have a terrible idea. Let's disguise me as her.
So one thing,
And then when they try to capture me,
Sounds like a Tarantino movie in the airport.
yeah. So things that you could use would be so if you were trying to look for just people in general that are out of place, maybe notice would be a skill that you could use for that. And then if you were trying to maybe look for people that are kind of tracking people or shadowing people or something like that, that would be more like tradecraft. So just a heads up on some of that as you arrive at the Marrakech airport.
I'm pretty good at noticing people who are concealing weapons. That doesn't mean they're not, say, the Marrakech equivalent of air marshals, but people typically have some sort of like obvious like rig that they use to conceal weapons. Do I notice as we're kind of moving through the airport anyone who obviously seems to be hiding a weapon?
Me.
Or having very looser clothing where they could have a holster or like a holdout pistol or something like that.
You don't necessarily spot that. So, are you going to use notice or are you going to use tradecraft?
I'm gonna use tradecraft.
Okay. So you do spot a gentleman. He kind of sticks out pretty easily because he is wearing like he looks kind of like a security guard, but he is definitely not dressed exactly like a security guard. He has like a security guard like windbreaker on, but underneath it, you could see that he's much like too jacked to be a Morocco security guy. Like this guy looks like more like a special operative, like a special forces operative or something like that. Clearly trying to disguise himself as.
I'm gonna whisper to Red Lily, and I'm just gonna say, "Hey, did you notice? Did you notice that Navy SEAL over there on our aid?
Jesus Christ, he's huge.
It's like if that guy ain't here trying to catch her leaving, then I don't know what I'm doing."
And we know you don't know, but it's okay.
Well, no, I mean it was rhetorical.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter if we get to her first. So I don't know if we want to do anything about it.
It kind of does matter if you get to her first.
A little bit.
That's kind of like the entire operation.
I mean,
So
other than that.
So
No,
I
I mean,
speak-
he doesn't matter if we get to her first and get her out.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I think, man, it doesn't matter
Taking
if
care
you.
of him isn't that big of a priority if we just find her.
So I
Alright,
speak Arabic, and I just kind of try to keep my ears open as I'm moving through the airport, like you do when you're in a new place, and just kind of soak in the sounds. Obviously, nobody's like obviously right there whispering, but I listen for anything kind of out of the ordinary and just kind of familiarize myself with, because I know they speak French and Dutch or something there, but
Well, it's a combination. They speak French, Arabic, and Berber. So I'm also listening for the Amazigh languages, see if I hear any accents, then pick up anything that seems out of the ordinary. But I was kind of doing the same thing. Johnny's got like languages out the wazoo.
and I kind
Evan,
of
do you have anything running that you would be able to be detecting for surveillance or anything like that? Or do you have an app on your phone that is able to track that cell phone thing that you got
do.
on her?
For those of you
Well, that's what we're asking.
who doubted Apple's validity, in fact, I do. I'm listening, but I do keep an eye for any sort of clear surveillance, closed circuit TV with my, because those are opportunities for me, but also any sort of electronic surveillance I could pick up with like a bug detector.
Yeah, understood. So as you're listening for things that are going on, both Evan and Johnny, you do kind of brush past like a security guy who's kind of talking on his radio. Kind of looks like he's getting some sort of fill in, or he's getting a sit rep report or whatever about something that maybe happened earlier about a young Asian tourist who complained about some youths that were following her.
I walk
What
slower.
language is it?
Is it
I'm
in
sorry, I
Arabic?
missed part of that.
Is it in Arabic?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's in Arabic, the security guard's tongue.
So I pretend to sort of. In fact, I go ahead and I just pop my watch off and let it drop at Johnny's feet, and oh sorry, mate, and reach down and stop our progress, and just very casually and clumsily reach for it and listen while I'm doing so. I'm so sorry. I'm just always dropping things in.
Yeah, just that she had reported that, and she said that people were following her to her hotel room, and that the police responded, but never actually talked to her, and there were no apparent like intruders or people
So she,
that fit the description that she was giving.
did they mention if they knew her name?
Yeah, she said Olivia Liu.
Oh shit.
She used her real name.
Smart.
So, did we hear a location with that report?
The Riyadh Rouge.
Okay, it's the hotel. So we just need to get into our van, car, or vehicle and head to the hotel. Correct?
Yep. Seems
Okay.
legit.
All right. So the plan is, right, me and Lily are going to go in. Lily, why don't you just go to the front desk and say that you're Olivia Liu and you lost your card for your room?
Yeah, sounds good.
It's easy enough, right? We'll get the card. I was like, do you know what her room number is, Evan?
No, but we could easily find out.
I've got
someone stole
coordinates.
my wallet,
Yeah.
so I lost my ID. I lost my thing.
I've got the coordinates, and if one of you could get me into the business center, does the hotel have a business center? Or is it smaller?
Yeah. It's a very big tourist town, so yeah, they would definitely have a business center, 100%. You also could think about taking a look at travel records.
Yes.
Yeah.
Travel records would show, like, maybe if a lot of times people will bundle their hotel and travel together, so you could basically check out her Travelocity documents or whatever.
If we can get me to the
another
business
thing
center before you
to
go
consider is when we extricate the young lady, is there say a parking garage that is used for hotel patrons, or is it, say, valet parking? What are we talking about here?
No, this is going to be the hotels in Marrakech are more like houses that have been converted into things like that. They're not like big 12-story hotels like you would see. And despite the fact that the airport is so gigantic, Marrakech itself has much smaller hotels and stuff.
I see. So, in other words, it would be a normal parking lot.
Maybe not even a parking lot at all, just parking on the street.
Parking on the street?
Yeah, a lot of people would probably take, like, walk a lot of places, possibly even, street bike people, taxis, things of that nature.
What kind of vehicle did my friend, the Interpol agent, provide me with?
Kind of a standardized vehicle that you would see. And we'll call it like a SUV, kind of has curtains in the windows, like or not an SUV, but like a van. It's like a van, and it has like the little, like, probably the Hawaiian, like, little bouncing figure in the front.
So
Tesla has curtains on the sides of it, and the little, like, kind of wavy things. You always see those, like, special forces vans that people drive, when Navy SEALs are going to, like, abduct somebody.
So Tesla, if we can verify that there's wireless, otherwise I want to get to the business center a bit ahead of you, so I can at least have eyes on the floor.
Yes,
There's something smells about this. They know too much. Whoever's involved, this could all be a very elaborate trap, if I'm being honest. The message was valid, but its motivations are unknown.
It's true.
I for the life of me can't understand why they care about her so much, which is troubling anyway.
I know it's because of the knowledge she has. I just know it. I'm not going to say that out loud because you're going to be mean to me again, but I know.
I mean,
did you? I'm sorry.
She might have knowledge of many sorts. Who knows what she actually knows? I somehow doubt it's about UFOs, though. Just say.
I didn't say anything about UFOs. You brought it up this time.
No, you're the one that just brought up UFOs for someone who's always angry about it.
All right, let's not start this again.
So why don't we just go to the hotel? Lily and I guess Chad, Tesla, will go inside. Lily will take the lead, and we'll see if we can find the girl if she's in the hotel. She may not even be there.
All right, perfect.
And I promise We can talk about UFOs on the entire flight home if you like.
No, let's not.
So, Evan, are you able to figure out what room she's in?
I've got coordinates. I'm not going to be able to tell you off the ground, all right? So I can tell you what spot in the hotel it would be. How many floors is the hotel?
It's only like 2. It's a very.
Can
As
I
a matter
find
of
a,
fact, I will.
Can I find a
present you-
tourist map image or some such thing that would let me? Because that would give me one of 2 choices. Right?
Oh, if it's a 2-level hotel, maybe it has old-fashioned keys and not even like. It might have number. The number might be on the key if we ask
Maybe
for like a key.
They may not have surveillance either. That sucks.
Yeah, right.
Sure. That's probably why she picked it. If
Jeez.
if she knows anything about us, picking something without surveillance would be best anyway.
Right. So, did you, Evan? Did you look at like the travel records? Was that
Yeah,
something
no,
you were-
yes. I would have pulled
Okay.
her travel records and as much as possible gotten her itinerary, rental cars, hotel arrangements, what credit card she used, and I will file that away for later use when she's no longer important to us. And,
File away for later use.
how do you think
Well,
I
I
afford
see that.
Tesla's I'm sorry presents when we have a bad argument?
Awesome. Okay, so that's up here.
Does it denote the room that she's booking in advance? Did she
It
buy
does.
a suite?
It did denote the room. I'm looking for one thing that you would have gotten with that I had, and then of course when I wanted it, I didn't have it anymore. So this hotel is basically a riad. Is basically like a large house built around a courtyard. Many of them have been converted into hotels in Morocco. So
Okay.
that's the type of situation.
What's
you're
the
walking into.
what's the tech for the hotel? Can I judge that? Do I maybe check out their website on the way in, kind of thing?
It's pretty low.
okay.
It's pretty low. This is a pretty basic spot.
Free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I mean they probably have some Wi-Fi. Who doesn't have Wi-Fi?
Everybody's got Wi-Fi. these days.
Yeah, everybody's got Wi-Fi.
Makes sense.
I mean, even 10 years ago, or 15 years ago, for say we're playing in 2005, they still had Wi-Fi. Not as at least in tourist locations like this they did.
Did she sign up for the breakfast?
She did not. So she came here.
Monster.
So she took a flight from London to Bucharest.
Which airport in London? Does it matter?
Yeah,
Heathrow?
that one.
Heathrow, got it.
And then from Bucharest, she flew here to Marrakech.
How long did was it just a quick layover, kind of quick hop, or was she there a couple days?
She flew and she was there for like a week.
A week.
And then she booked a flight and basically took first available. So she was,
She's in a
you
hurry.
definitely get the idea, she was fleeing the country when she left Bucharest.
Yeah, because she would have booked it all together to save money sensibly. I would share this with Johnny as I'm reviewing it, because he's not staring at my phone or my laptop or whatever I'm on. Yeah, so it seems like she's fled here. So she was followed here. That makes sense.
Yeah, and it's kind of late afternoon. It's kind of late afternoon as you guys are in Marrakech.
Can I just I'm not gonna, because I guess we're driving. Do we have time for me to? I'd like to pull the flight records for flights departing Heathrow going to, where was it? Bucharest?
Bucharest?
Or no, I'm sorry. From Bucharest to here, I want to pull the flights that left, say, within 12 hours of that period of time.
Okay. You don't really see just nothing that kind of sticks out.
No?
As you use your, that'd be traffic analysis is what that would be to kind of chew through
Yeah.
the records and the data.
So I
kinda
don't see any
crunch it.
clear indication that her pursuers would have so I'm looking for a flight that would have, like a direct flight that would have come from Bucharest to Marrakech.
You would get the
following
idea.
her.
Yeah, you would get the idea that she has pursuers. They came from somewhere else.
All right. Okay. I would relay all of this and just kind of as it's coming to my mind.
All right. Well, once we get in, we'll find a way. So I'm gonna pull up to that hotel. I'm gonna get us a nice, sexy parking spot. that leaves us plenty of room in case we need to get out of here.
All right. Do you pull up directly in front of the hotel, or like maybe down the road?
No. Let's not pull up directly in front of the hotel. And I wouldn't be terribly conspicuous if I could help it.
Yeah, just a little bit down the road, and I'm dressed in like a suit.
For all we know, too, this is all just a trap designed to bring us into this location.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we don't know if she's hostile. We don't know the other people involved. So be prepared for anything.
I break out my
Of course,
camera,
always am.
my
We'll
camera,
bring
and
my
throw a lens
sword
on
and a
it.
handgun.
Run into trouble.
Is your sword in like some sort of bag or something? Or
Oh, yeah, it's probably in some sort of like travel case.
like looks like a golf club?
Yeah,
And I'll just say this too.
it's like a violin case.
Yes, actually, the violin case is appropriately stereotypical
Yeah.
for the situation.
Perfect.
Yes, do we have suppressors? I'm assuming.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think we could get all of that.
I'm gonna screw a suppressor onto the end of my handgun, put it into a holster on the inside of my jacket, and go ahead and walk out.
No. Hold on. Before you go out, if we get separated and we cannot get back together, we will meet in 3 hours at the Gemma Alfana Square under the Red Market tarp. Okay?
So can we
All
get
right.
around?
Sounds good. Let's go.
Before you leave,
I hope we
wait.
get separated. That
We're
would
not
suck.
back.
Wait,
in
let me get eyes.
10 minutes.
Is there a window in her room, and can I see it from wherever he parked?
Well, he parked like down the road a little bit.
So I'm gonna get out and try to find a spot. I want to put
So
the
her
long
room,
lens
her
on my
room
camera.
isn't attainable through electronic means.
No, so I'm going to take a camera, and I want to go across the street and throw the tele lens on it so I can try to see shadows through the window and report
Sure,
back to Johnny.
but you're not sure which room is hers. They
Okay,
haven't been
got
able
it.
to
Okay.
determine that yet.
Okay.
So you have like a layout of the hotel, clearly, and but you're not really sure which room is hers. You can definitely see into several rooms, though.
Okay, so
From
I'll
your
try to
viewpoint.
conceal myself and just sit tight until Johnny says to do something. I'll plan to haul ass back to the van if nothing else. So I'm not shooting anybody.
In my briefcase, I'm going to bring my bump lock picking device, which is just basically a small device that you just stick it in a lock and you just basically pop it open really easily. Especially the simple locks can barely stand up to it for like 2 seconds. I'm gonna put that in a briefcase, and I'm gonna just walk up like I belong there. I'm like, honey, ready for our little vacation?
Evan, can you fit Tesla with a hearing piece and a small microphone?
Sure. Would we all generally have those when we do these things?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. And Billy as well?
Give them a fresh
Good.
battery. Make sure everybody's connected, and do the quick audio test, and give them the thumbs up.
Great, we do that. Can you hear this?
Yeah. I can hear it. So,
I just take it out of my ear and lay it on my shoulder.
Absolutely.
all right, so I conceal my bazooka across my back, and then we head in.
So, Jason, as you're looking for a spot outside to watch the rooms, there's like a little coffee cafe, like right across the street from the hotel.
Okay.
While you guys are out there,
Is
you
it
should
open?
check to see if anyone's
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah, it's open. So, like, all the seating is literally out on the outside.
What exact time is it? Like our synchronized watch situation. What time is it local?
It's late afternoon, so we're gonna say 6 o'clock.
Okay, so people, it's probably pretty busy. Okay, I get lost in that crowd, and I'm not going to order a coffee. I'll kind of keep to my. I'm trying to not do some drugs too.
Terry and I think, stay in the car. We'll circle the block, listening in on the conversation as well from our hearing pieces. And you guys know, since it's 3 o'clock now, or 6 o'clock now, 3 hours would mean 9 p.m. at Gemma Alfana Square if things go sideways.
Okay, got it.
Got it.
Okay. So let's see here. Give me one brief second.
Someone jams our frequency and starts shooting at you all. And glorious bullets hail down upon you like blessings from heaven.
Understood.
You say some
While
While they're doing
strange
their
shit,
stuff,
John.
I'm going to be trying to see if I can figure out anything about this woman. I'm going to look up research in or any stories about the stuff in Bucharest and see if I can follow any kind of trail. Did she have any social media that she posted on? Does she have any articles that she posted? Any information that might give us clues about what she's doing, where she's going, or what she's heard?
And
So I'm
Byron,
doing
I
my
sent
little
her all
hand
that
tonight.
stuff to her phone per her request earlier. Everything I have, I would have sent to the doctor.
Right.
Does Dr.
Yeah.
Mitchell have any driving?
I don't think so.
Okay, so 2 people in the car don't have driving. All right, just say it.
Well,
That can happen.
We can
So
drive. We just have to make our rolls.
yeah, so Lily, you and Tesla are the ones entering the building. Is that right?
yeah.
Okay.
So Lily, you're not out of practice, are you?
Of course not.
It's like, is it true what they say about those 20 men?
I just look over you and I'm like,
All right, let's go in.
Should have seen how they were walking after that.
Okay, so you guys go up to the front desk.
yeah.
Okay, a little Moroccan man. Says, hello, may I help you?
I'm gonna.
You want the room? You want the room?
I'm gonna speak to him in Japanese.
He's like,
Oh, we lost our key. This is Miss Lou. We need a replacement key.
sure, you have credit card you use to rent a room?
Shit. Okay, hold on.
Hang
In the
on.
room.
I'll get you the number. Hang on. You
I'm
got
like,
the number. You may have
well,
it on file.
my entire wallet was stolen. I don't have that credit card anymore.
In his earpiece. Can we all hear each other or no? Just
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I call out the last four. He's gonna have it on file. It's 4462. Just call that out. He'll check the records. You'll be fine.
However, I do remember the last 4 digits of it. It's 4462. Expiration date.
Hang on. 12. Whatever. I don't know. Next year.
Seven.
Whatever it is. I call it out.
2007.
Yeah, I forget, yeah.
12/22/07. Okay.
Yes.
You're like, oh yeah, I have on file. Yes, Miss Lou. Here you only show one person in room. I have to bill you extra for extra person.
Go ahead. Bill us extra.
Well, I need Miss Lou's approval. You?
I just like shake my head yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, your bill will be $3.59 in American dollars for the night.
Jeez.
Can you give permission to charge card?
I just
He puts a little form up on the thing and requires you to sign it. It's like, we might not save her, but we're gonna run her fucking credit out.
I just try to. It's bubbly. The signature's bubbly. If you're gonna fake it, don't make it angular at all.
I'm just gonna sign it.
She's fucking Japanese. All her.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Nobody
the
fucking
kanji.
works in signatures. Nobody.
Japanese don't write circles. All right, so yeah, you throw a little signature on it. You notice he doesn't even pay any attention.
Oh yeah.
He says yes. This card should work.
What room does it say on the card?
It doesn't have a room number on the card. You said you lost your key, so he gave you a key for your room.
Right.
It doesn't have have you ever seen a hotel card? They don't have room numbers.
Hang on. But they do give you a little like envelope that says what room number you're
Only when you get it the very first time.
But
I've lost my key before.
Yeah, it's true. I'm going to be like, hey, you know, I get confused sometimes. What was our room number? Was it 2 205, 208.
Yeah, so you're not going to get the room number that way. So what you can do, however, is if you have either negotiation or streetwise. So with
I
a
do
1
have
point,
Streetwise.
you can either a 1 point spend in streetwise or a 1 point spend in negotiation. So streetwise will allow you to basically distract him and look over his shoulder at the roster at the computer screen.
Totally doing that.
Or you could do the negotiation, which would be like slipping him a bribe. Or...
No. Fuck that guy. I'm just gonna streetwise him.
All right. So a 1 point spend in streetwise. Do you have more than 1 point?
I have 3.
You have 3. So that would drop you to 2 points to spend. Still a total.
And do
of
I
3
have to make a roll?
ongoing? And you do not, because this is
Okay.
investigative. So it's just a
Okay.
spend. It's just a spend whatsoever. If it was a general skill, you would choose whether to spend and then roll a d6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the difference between the two.
So with the general abilities, you have to spend and then roll, but with the other abilities, I just spend and I make it.
Yeah, so
Okay.
if you can use any of the, so basically those are the academic, interpersonal, and technical abilities. You put yourself in a scene where you could spend it. So in this case, you're at the hotel front desk. That's your scene. The thing you could spend would be streetwise, which is on the streets, or the negotiation when you're negotiating with the person. You would choose to spend it, and then I would tell you could get it with a spend.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
Just like we just did. All right. So yeah, you're able to distract him. Chad starts talking to him about some stuff about how he's really out of touch and he doesn't quite remember. Maybe you've had too much to drink, whatever the case may be. He doesn't understand your words in Japanese for numbers. Some bullshit excuse, and you are able to kind of get a glance at the computer.
Look over his
screen.
shoulder and look at the computer.
Yeah, he's got glasses on, and you're able to look at his glass, and you see the reflection of the room number.
Perfect.
Oh, thank you. I'm like, well, I guess I'll figure it out. Don't
Yes,
worry.
I'll just grab his hand and start walking.
Yeah.
Before he can fuck this up anymore, I'll just grab him and start walking.
Thank you very much for staying at Riyadh Rouge, and please be sure to leave sheets clean.
I just continue to
Oh,
walk.
extra charge a few dirty sheets.
Oh, don't care.
So yes, what's the room number?
So the room number is like 37.
Oh, okay.
So
first,
it does actually face the street. So when you say the room number,
I move around.
Evan can definitely see in the room. The curtains are drawn though, Evan. So unfortunately,
It's
there
not
is no
dark
view
enough to
to
get
that
shadows.
particular room.
I don't have eyes on you right now, guys. The the curtains are shut over the window.
Make sure nobody's watching her room from across where you are.
Yeah,
If you're watching them, someone else is probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch to kind of just looking at what's going on in front of the hotel, around the hotel, and so on. I'm not gonna get eyes on them until the wet work is done anyway. So, so yeah.
All right. Go ahead and say housekeeping before we go in, Lily, if you don't mind.
I've got a bad feeling about this. It's just like
So Johnny and Rochelle, you guys are in the van.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Neither of us with driving skill, but both of us eagerly doing all sorts of surveillance on our phones.
Sure. And what are you watching? Like, give me an idea of what you're watching.
I'm watching the
Something else on your
street,
phone.
and I'm attempting, for the first time in 30 years, to drive a car in dense traffic.
Well, you don't have to. You guys parked. Are you just like circling the building?
I was going to circle the block. I didn't think we should stay parked, so I was going to circle.
Okay. Yeah. So you're doing a little tradecraft circle type deal. You notice that as you come around the block, coming back past, probably within, I'm going to say 2-3 minutes of the time that Lily and Chad have entered the building, you notice a kind of a pasty kind of white guy that looks like he hasn't been in Morocco very long. Okay, because he's white, like very white, and He is sitting actually 2 tables behind Jimmy at the open air cafe. And you see him kind of raises his hand to like an earpiece. And then you see 2 gentlemen go in the front door of the Riyadh.
Who
Jimmy,
sees this?
Yeah.
The guys in the van see this. I don't. Jimmy doesn't see it.
Correct. Yeah, because you're looking from the thing up at the windows and not really watching the front of the
I was
building.
immediately going to tell Jimmy, you're 11 o'clock. White gentleman, don't turn around, at least not quickly. Two individuals moving towards the front door from him.
So I'll get up and just kind of move. I'm going to go to the restroom, step into the open air cafe. Is there a restroom out back, and just kind of weave past. I try my best not to even look at the guy.
Okay.
Until I'm behind him.
You do notice as he's telling you about him and you're kind of standing up and moving towards the restroom, you can hear him talking kind of like he's talking on his cell phone. Like you see his cell phone kind of sitting on the table. But it doesn't have like a picture of like who it's open to or anything. He's been on the call for a minute. And he's talking in kind of a British accent. You can definitely sense the British accent.
English?
Yeah, English.
Nice. Okay. So, I'll kind of
not English as in like American, but English as in
right.
Like
Yeah. I was just
Britain.
making sure it wasn't like Arabic with an English accent or whatever. But so I will walk kind of around and just ignore him for the most part, taking that information and get sort of a better vantage point behind him where I can take a look at what's going on there. Hopefully,
I'll watch the guy. Does he react when I guess Jimmy Agnew gets up and moves?
Well, you're kind of driving by. You know what I mean? You'd have to pull over to really get a vantage point.
Well, I'd be watching the monitors while he's driving.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, you're kind of looking out the back windows, pushing, you kind of climb in the back and kind of push the window out, kind of looking out at the thing. And the guy does not seem to react to Jimmy.
Good.
Okay. So that's what you guys see.
I snap pictures. Kind of snap just a few. I had the camera that with the long lens I was looking at, so I just kind of like a handful of pictures of him sitting at the table.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%.
As long as I'm sure he won't notice, right? I don't want to be like, "Hi," I could just ruin it.
Yeah, no, no. You went into the building, and we'll say you went in the back, like towards the restroom. You maybe asked where the restroom was. They pointed it to you, and you kind of circle around. And I kind of picture you're at an inside table, like a bar table that faces, and you can see out the window and still see the front of the Riyadh across the street because it has these tall. It's almost like a double-story like entranceway to this cafe. And you could see the guy at the table. His back is kind of turned to you, and then you could see the Riyadh. And
so you said that 2 people basically followed us in.
Well, you hear that. You hear that over the intercom. Yeah.
And are they white, really pale as well?
You didn't really get that good of a look at them. You just noticed because you were focused more on the other gentleman. They looked like more people that were locals.
How, were they dressed like?
You ready for some fun?
They were dressed like locals, and they had a similar appearance. They didn't stand out like the other guys did.
Okay, so you warned them on the intercom.
Well, I'm just gonna say, well, let's get into a room. Maybe we can break out the window and just get out. I say into the headpiece.
It's possible.
If we can do it quietly enough, we can. If we can knock out the window enough to squeeze through.
Yeah.
It'll make some noise.
So just keep in mind the window faces the street, and this man's looking right at it. So no, that's a no-go. You're gonna have to get out another way. Well, I mean, unless you want to make a spectacle.
We'll see how it goes.
All right, so
basically, I'm just gonna continue to walk till we get to a room. I'm gonna say room service, and I'm gonna twist the key and walk right in.
It doesn't have a twist key. It's got one of those electronic.
Oh, yeah.
It's an electronic one.
Just kind of slide it. Yeah. So yeah, you're like room service, and you open the door, and before you, the room kind of stands out pretty easily, but it is very
wow,
vibrantly appointed.
That's beautiful.
Vibrantly appointed.
Yeah. That's
No wonder it's so expensive.
Yeah. What's funny is you guys can see it, but it won't load in the box on my computer. So. Luckily, I can see it in an open document, or I'll be like, "What are you looking at? I don't know." So yeah, you are there in the hotel room. It looks to be completely empty. So you do know from Johnny telling you is that that the curtains are drawn on the window. So if you want Johnny or Jimmy, excuse me, to be kind of eyes on, you need
Honestly, we
you're gonna need to open
probably
those curtains.
don't.
Not-
Because if we open them for him to see, everyone else is going to see, and those two guys are about to be right behind us.
So we closed the door behind us, and I whispered to Lily, and I'm like, I
I'm
bet
going to flip that top hatch so they can't just immediately kick it in. Like, you know, the top, like,
Oh
top
yeah,
lock
I know what
for
you're talking about. Yeah,
all
the
hotel
little,
room.
like,
Yeah, I'm going to flip that little lock and just start searching the room real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna look under the bed. That's where all the dumb people hide.
Okay. You do not see anyone in the hotel room itself.
She's not
I'm
here.
like,
You do see on the desk near the phone, there is a note scribbled on a notepad, and it mentions a name, a man by the name of Hassan Safet.
Relay that to the party.
I'm like, Jimmy, I have a name here, Saban Aset.
Hassan Safet.
Safet, there it is.
Hassan Hafet.
It looks like it was written very quickly, like maybe somebody was dictating a address over the phone, and you can still see the address scribbled on the paper.
I don't see
Get that
signs of a struggle here. Then
I'm murmuring a time remaining quickly between just sort of, all right, about 2 minutes, based on how long it took them to get to the door. Sort of trying to just top of mind how long they have left.
I'm like, okay,
Till our friends
let's go.
approach.
Let's just go. I'm sure there's some kind of back entrance we can just walk right out of. Let's just leave.
Did she
Yes.
take her
So
things?
if I'm sorry, excuse me. Go ahead, Jason.
Did she take her things? Did she leave anything at all?
Yeah.
Good question.
There are some stuff still here. There are some travel documents and other pocket litter receipts and ticket stubs from Romania.
Or fucking Romania? Bring them all.
If it's any piece of paper, we're taking it.
All right.
There's also some information about a new industrial mining project in the Carpathian Mountains, and photographs of what looks like a construction site.
This is interesting.
There are also
Take it
more printouts of documents about vampire folklore, buried bodies, and Valachian warlords.
Are you reading this as you like vampire? Or you say it kind of broadcasting?
I'm like, she seems to be interested in vampires, specifically Vlad the Impaler, Dracula, however you want to break that
from
down.
her history, but is there a safe in the room?
No, not that you're aware of. They have a safe. They have a safe, like at the front desk. But
Okay.
All right. Well, we got about as much as we can get. Let's just get out of here.
yeah, so if somebody wants to take, they could either spend 1 point. Well, not necessarily 1 point, but you could take Safet as a network contact, or you could also spend 1 point in Streetwise to determine more information about Hassan.
I have Streetwise too.
Cool.
Yeah, so you can use it.
Whoever wants to make the 1 point spend.
I'll do it. I don't care.
Okay. All right. So is that your second point in Streetwise?
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
So I've got one.
All right. So he is a Turkish fixer.
Ooh.
So you would think that she has acquired his address to possibly somebody who could get her out of the country.
the fuck
so
is
we
she
should go
running
there
for?
next.
Right.
And quickly, these people act fast, right?
Yep. All right. I'm gonna take that notepad.
How much time do they have left?
Probably not very much.
Probably seconds.
right, let's
seconds
go.
at this point.
Time to roll.
I mean,
So
it'll
basically,
take-
you came down the hallway. Basically, we're just gonna go out and go the other way. I'm gonna have Tesla in front of me.
Okay, so you get to the door, and who's in the front?
me.
All right, describe how you leave. Did you guys put that little like flip lock on the door?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, do you want to be in front, or am I, Brent? Before we continue this fiasco.
I mean, if I don't see him, you said you wanted me up front, so yeah.
Well, I would have opened the door to have you go out first.
Sure. Yep.
So
That's
I'd
what I'm
be
gonna
in
do.
front.
I'm just gonna walk on out. It's like, oh man, I'm really excited for the boat ride. I think that we're gonna have so much fun. What a time seeing all the sights, right?
I'll like say a couple random fucking words in Japanese, and I'll be like, "Oh, so fun."
Okay, so as you guys get into the hallway, you turn to head towards the stairwell, and there's actually no elevator in this hotel.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Because it's an old like mission style house or mansion style house, excuse me. And so there are two gentlemen in the hallway, and you see one of them kind of reaches in his like jacket and pulls out a knife.
Cool.
The other one seems to be
She's
not
got a
armed.
bigger knife.
I'll set down my violin case very calmly, and I'll open it up and pull out my sword, and very like ritualistically, like unsheathe the ivory handle of my beautiful katana, and just like flip it in my hand and look at him.
All right, are you trying like
I'm
intimidate?
gonna intimidate, yeah.
Intimidation. Okay, so intimidate is an investigative skill.
Yep.
So you just basically do it. It will require, I would say, an extra spend here. Could probably get
A
rid of
two?
you guys. A two.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Two. You're gonna. I just
Spend
gonna say
2
one.
points.
One. We'll just say 1 point.
Okay, 1.
Okay. So 1 point spend. Yeah, you do this like ritualistic samurai drawing of the fucking thing, and very quickly they realize that they're like they kind of look at each other and they fucking.
As soon as
start
they
bolting.
look back, I just get a real big smile on my face. I'm like,
They start bolting down the hallway, and like they're looking for, like they're not even heading towards the stairs. They're
they're
heading
just
towards the
looking for a
stairs.
way away
They're,
from me.
they're looking for like another room or something that you can then go to. As you guys are hearing like this over the intercom, Johnny and Rochelle, you guys witness along with Jimmy from a different angle as the camera pans back to this guy at the table. And he very quickly gets up, picks up a briefcase, kind of picks his phone up off the table, and looks like he is leaving the marketplace.
So I'm gonna.
I radio. Lily White is moving, and I look at Dr.
Got it.
Michelle and say, "Can you hear Lily smiling? I think I can hear her smile."
I am going to try to intercept him, and sort
Okay.
of just shoulder check him and make him drop his phone because he's kind of just picking it up. So I'm going to rush, like I'm like, oh God, I'm late for a flight or something like that. Just kind of haul ass, try to shoulder check him, and swap his phone out for my burner phone if it's at all possible.
Oh, nice. I like it.
Smart,
I like it. I
smart.
like it. I like it. All right. So that is going to be a, geez, what are we going to call that? I think that's going to have to be a hand-to-hand.
Oh shit!
Jason. Or athletics. We can do it athletics.
I'm good. Hand to hand.
You have either of those?
Yeah. So I've got athletics for sure.
I'm channeling my power to you.
So I've got. What do I need? Just do a spend there, or is it general?
Yeah, this is like probably one of those like you
Yep.
remember back to like when you played rugby?
Yes,
Football, as they call it in England.
I'm going in.
Those are 2 different sports.
Yes,
but
I'm going in rugby.
No,
I'm
it's
going
not.
to rugby check him. So I'm going to football, soccer. Rugby's rugby. And I'm doing both. I'm going to soccer, rugby.
True enough.
You're just gonna slide tackle him.
Yeah,
in the middle
yeah,
of
just
that.
gonna- I want to, as much as possible, I want to, because I'm a clumsy bastard anyway, but I'm going
Right,
to go in.
and so that would be a 1 point tradecraft spend to basically swap the phone out if you successfully knock him down. Well, either way. So whether you knock him down or not,
Yep.
it'll be a tradecraft spend to swap the phones.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Here we go.
Right.
So I rolled a 6, believe it or not. I didn't spend on my athletics.
Nice.
So that's my athletic check. I rolled a natural 6, which is fucking fit. I'll show it to the camera. I need to get a die cam. That'd be kind of fancy. And then tradecraft spend. So yeah,
A die cam.
I just try to hit him right in the wrist and just oh sorry, and go in, and just I know he's in a hurry, and so I stuff his phone toward his chest, and grab mine and just I'm late for a flight and just haul ass, sort of in the general direction the guys are driving.
Okay, he's like his coffee, like he had a coffee on the thing, it's like spilt on him. He's like, "What the hell?" He's like totally just like not expecting whatever just happened there. So yeah, you will gain his phone.
Excellent.
So I'm assuming you probably have like a rendezvous point around the block where so as the camera pans back to this incident with the guy, you kind of like, I'm late for a flight. You probably put your hand up like taxi,
Yeah.
and the van pulls up like almost immediately. The door opens up.
Sorry, I spilled your latte, Johnny. I get it. I mean, whatever his name was.
Don't worry about it, Jimmy.
I just hop in.
Yeah, so you hop in and you get in the van.
Yeah.
These two guys make a bail out of it, and we will say that Lily and Chad kind of come out the back of the hotel as you guys kind of round the block, and the door opens up and you guys climb into the vehicle.
I'm like, all right, scooch over. I'm driving.
I scooch over.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's like, all right, give me an address
I
on this guy.
yeah. So do we have Hassan Safet's address that was scrawled on the? Can
You
we
do.
Yeah.
I
so,
took the whole like notepad, so even if they get into her room.
Oh, I forgot. It is an address. There was an address along with the name.
Yeah.
So you hear like a voice coming from that phone. Jimmy.
I put my hand up.
And it's on some sort of like walkie-talkie setting.
Oh fuck!
And so you hit the mute button.
I sure as
super
hell
quick.
do. Yes.
Super quick. And it says that they have eyes on her. Now you're gonna get a kick out of this, Dan. Eyes on her at the marketplace.
Oh god.
And I have
really?
almost the exact same picture as Dan. Like literally almost the exact same picture
So
that Dan posted.
I make sure it's muted, and I'll pull up the address and call it out to Tesla for the.
All right,
GPS
so
for
I
the
am going to
marketplace.
drive exceedingly recklessly.
I already know this. I'm already strapping
I
on.
just grab onto the hand.
So,
Just hold it in.
Johnny, for a 1 point in tradecraft spend, I will allow you to kind of decipher the language that they're using. Not the language itself. You understand the words, but like what they're talking about, like how they're following her.
I'll do that.
Oh.
Okay, so they are doing what's called a box. So basically, they have a box around her of people that are surveying her or surveillancing her, and they are attempting to basically keep track of where she is. And it seems like they have two operatives that are moving in to scoop her up. So with that in mind, we will start a chase scene, basically, of where they have a certain lead over you. And so you guys will be able to either gain or lose that thing as you go forward here.
I say if we took out two corners of the box, perhaps we could come from the backside.
I'm like, honestly, the fastest thing is to do the good old fashioned snatch and grab. So we just come in there barreling with our.
There have to be some sort of like Moroccan party masks or something like that.
Dude,
We're both.
In the Moroccan marketplace, can you imagine a van just plowing through all those people?
Yeah, you do see that in the picture that there's mostly people walking, right?
Yeah,
So,
get out of the way.
Yeah, so give you a little bit more of an idea of what like the little pocketways look like, where you would be moving through. They're like this. It's like the alleyways in this
Oh yeah, that's
marketplace.
perfect.
Yeah, you're not driving a van through there without murdering some fucking civilians.
This is a Jason Bourne movie.
It is. That's what it's supposed to be, right?
Well, it's gonna get real Jason Bourne when we get there. Bourne.
I'm like, I mean, I get
Bourne.
I mean,
Bourne.
I guess I could try to find a better vehicle to snatch and grab her with.
Yeah, we'll just get a little scooter.
We don't have
We'll
any
just steal
time.
somebody's scooter.
I am a motorcyclist from hell. I'll do it.
That could work.
Okay, so Jimmy is. Am I getting an idea that Jimmy is basically being the most mobile on a motorcycle?
Yes. Well, I don't know, you
Okay.
guys. I have driving proficiency in motorcycle. Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
Me and Jimmy, we're just gonna drive and grab her.
Why not?
Well, you won't be able to drive to get to her. You're gonna have to get her on foot.
Well, that's what the motorcycle's for. Is to get to
Oh,
her
okay. So
quicker.
you're on the back of the motorcycle.
Is to actually
This plan's
get to
starting
her.
to. I'm starting to visualize this. I'm like, wait, is that really a good idea? First of all,
Perfect.
they don't like foreigners, and this place is going to have cops, so we're going to be driving around a fucking motorcycle. You're just going to scoop her up and throw her on the back.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea. We're doing it.
Also, we know exactly where they are because we're listening to broadcasts. So it could
Where
be
they
that. Pardon?
Yeah, but that's where they are, not where the police are.
Right. So what
Well,
I
the
was-
police are obviously spread out through the market because they are very, very against people who interrupt tourism, and so you would have to deal with
Exactly
And-
what we're proposing.
And the
doing.
Moroccan police are
Yeah,
probably.
they would be prepared to.
And the Moroccan police are probably
there
military.
is the option of having basically who's good at hand-to-hand combat other than Red Lily. So Red
nobody.
Lily, why don't you two just go in there, punch people in the throat, and leave and leave their crumpled bodies on the ground in the middle of the marketplace. Nobody's
Because
gonna
that's been part of the plan since we said we were going.
So it's just
That has never been not a part of my
I will
plan.
park the van at the other end of the market. That way, you go in. You guys subdue the two guys who are trying to box her in and catch her. And then-
who
We'll
guys?
just take out a corner of the box, take her, and get out that side of the box.
Dr. Mitchell and Red Lily are going to go running in there to fist fight people?
I'm not.
I'm
I
not
think-
fist fighting.
Johnny and Lily.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I don't know how much you really know about Dr. Mitchell. However,
I was going to say I could be pretty handy in the marketplace.
yeah, Dr. Mitchell has some skills that haven't necessarily been revealed. She may be of very good athletic ability.
Well, three are better than two. The three of you go. I'll be in the getaway van with Jimmy over here,
Yeah.
and Jimmy can try to do whatever surveillance, monitor the airwaves, and the walkie-talkie, and that would
And
be
maybe lead
Wait,
the
wait,
cops
wait.
to the other side of the plaza.
I just have an
Well-
idea. What do you guys think if I call out like disengage or something? They're speaking in Arabic? You said on the phone.
They're using this British.
They're English.
They're actually in English.
So I've got the accent. I bet I can do it. Let me give it a
Well,
shot.
wait
Maybe,
till we're
maybe it
there.
slows them down.
Wait
Yeah.
till we're there.
Yeah.
But yes.
Also-
Things. I'm sorry. Two things. One, Jimmy, is there any way you could hack into her phone and send her a message from us?
Her phone was at the hotel.
Her phone was at the hotel.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why you tracked it to the hotel room.
So no. Okay. She doesn't have any. All right. So scratch that. Second, she's a civilian. She's not an agent, as far as we know. She's not an agent or anything like that. She's a civilian, and it makes sense to send the women in, particularly one who also has some Asian heritage, to intercept her.
I agree. Yeah.
So I know we've already abandoned the motorcycle thing, but just to really put that to bed, the whole kidnapping on the back of a motorcycle thing. I think that Lily and I are probably the most suitable to approach her, and then Johnny obviously is our handler. He's our face guy. He's probably a little charismatic, but or somebody convincing her to come with us in a succinct manner, it's probably us.
Yeah, I think the three of you would be perfect. Then me and Evan can just basically I'll be ready to drive us right the hell out of there, and Evan can try to do surveillance and disrupt any police.
I could kind of imagine like Jimmy on the motorcycle, or Evan on the motorcycle, kind of in one of the parallel like market alleyways, kind of just like going by, like the camera pans at him as he goes between, like just across like little crosswalkways, yeah. So he's just kind of like, but real slow, like he's just kind of like
having Jimmy on the motorcycle in reserve in case we need to get us or one of her out quickly, but not driving through until that moment, right?
Yeah, at the drop-off
and then
point.
I could just stay on the other end of the market for when you guys get there, either by a motorcycle or just running. And then you just jump into the back of the van and off we go.
Yeah, we may need you to drive the van down an alleyway that is entirely too small to drive a van down to pick us up at some.
No such thing.
So and then we'll worry about
was too small.
We'll go in, and here's what I would suggest too. Jimmy, if you're still watching we know where their positions are, guide me, just this elderly old man with my walking stick, towards them. And then Lily and Dr. Terry, you focus on finding Lou. I will, how should I say, even the odds slightly. And so while we do this, you two focus on her, and Jimmy, if you can, through the radio talk, guide me to where their numbers are, because I want to kick them down to like at least even odds with our numbers before we actually start to act, if I can. Mm-hmm. So if I can take out 2 of them, neutralize 2 of them, that'll probably be a good thing for us.
So Byron, can I, from hearing the guy's voice at the table, and he's sort of a fellow statesman, right? So can I leverage disguise to disguise my voice?
I would say so that's going to be a higher difficulty. But you did hear the guy's voice, and you do have a British accent. Yeah. So he didn't sound like as you hear like what little conversation is happening. It sounds like these guys are local muscle that have been hired by the other guy. Yeah. So they're not as familiar with the boss as you would think.
So do I need to roll a check against disguise?
Yeah, so we're going to put that at a difficulty level of 6.
All right, I'm going to spend... I won't have many opportunities, I don't think, to disguise myself. I'm going to spend... I'm going to gamble and do... 3. No, 4. I'm going to spend all 4.
Woo! All right.
Because I'm terrified.
Going deep.
And I rolled a 4. So... Where does that put? What did you say the difficulty was? Who? So eight total.
What were you trying? Yeah, 8. 6 total was what you had to get to. So
nice.
You spent 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got an 8. Yeah.
So I'm going to say something to the effect of, "Hold on a minute. State your positions. There's some complications."
Okay, you get that. You get their positions.
I mute and call that out to Johnny. Hold in place for the time, okay? Okay. We've almost got her. I try to be sort of convincing and mute and then call that out.
Okay.
All right.
No problem.
I'm gonna take off my normal shirt, so I'm just wearing a white T-shirt, shorts, high white socks and sneakers, and I have my walking stick. And I have
getting ready to go to a barbecue. Is that?
I have a big hat on to keep the sun off me, and sunglasses. I look like a tourist, hopefully.
Oh, you definitely look like a tourist.
I'm gonna be looking around like a guy who's looking around. Like I'll be.
That's a quote of the day. That's so good.
Okay, so Johnny's little, or I'm sorry, not Johnny, Jimmy's, or should I say Evans, little escapade with the disguised voice has reduced their lead by 2 on their thing. Awesome. So. That will be so they're using surveillance. So you basically interfered with their surveillance. So that will reduce their lead on Lou that they have over you. So by 2. So you have to completely close the gap between them to basically get past them and close on her first. Okay. So the following thing would be an athletics check from Lily and Dr. Mitchell to basically work your way closer to her, kind of running through or scooting your way through the marketplace as the best you can. So since it's together, you guys can choose to basically pick which one of you is going to make the roll.
I've got a pretty decent athletics.
As do I.
I have a 6.
I have an 8.
Oh, either way, we're really whichever one of us really wants to roll.
Yeah, so Tyler, you can actually make a spend. Remember we talked about this teamwork thing? So Lily can actually make a spend to help you. So that's the way like a tag team thing works. She can spend points and it will aid your roll. If you wish.
Okay. I'll roll. So I roll a d6?
Yeah, you roll a d6. And so your difficult is going to be a 6. Because that is their current lead that they have.
How much do you plan to spend?
What do you want me to spend?
Well, if I do the tag team, I can spend 1, and it counts as 1 for you.
Okay. You want to do 1 and 1?
I feel like you should definitely do more than 1. I was thinking like total 3.
Okay, so I'll do
If
2.
you do 2, I'll do 1.
All right.
Okay. Remind me, what's that chair I have with sense trouble?
Yeah, that's the one that allows you. I believe that is basically the thing that allows you to.
Oh, change the order.
Change
Yeah.
the
So
order.
if something happens, I'm going to try to intercept. Just FYI, just so you'll know ahead of time. With my sense trouble.
Okay.
Okay. Am I rolling my d6 now?
Yeah.
Gotta find my PDF here.
All right. So I rolled a 3
Plus 3. So
plus
6.
3, so that's my 6.
Okay. And Tyler, are you spending 1 point to basically?
Yes.
Okay.
So she spent 2, and I spent 1.
Right.
Okay, perfect. So that allows by Lily spending the 1 point, it allows her to take all effects that you roll. Okay. So otherwise, like you might catch him, but Lily might not catch up. Okay. So that's the way the tag team benefit kind of works in the system.
So we're both able to catch up.
Yeah. So Dr. Mitchell basically says, I can get over here to this other side of the marketplace where we need to go, but you're gonna have to follow me. And
I can do what you can do.
well,
Yeah, you
almost maybe. So yeah, she guides you through
Pretty
the
close.
steps, but she starts doing this crazy parkour stuff. So she reaches up and grabs this like a fire escape, climbs up on like this little balcony, kind of goes across, kind of guides over this little wire, jumps down on this little like we'll say there's like a donkey or something that's there, kind of lands in the hay, does like a little roll, and you guys are literally like a third of the way through the market farther than you were.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and which is closing the gap even more. So the bad guys are able to gain only a slight bit of distance due to the fact that,
They're not as cool.
Yeah, they're not as cool. So they're still they can't seem to figure out that Jimmy or that Evan is leading them astray. So they actually don't gain any distance at all on their roll.
Okay.
So you guys can continue. So either athletics, again, if you choose to do that, your required roll now is only 5 because you've closed the distance. So it's getting easier.
Sorry, I was thoroughly distracted by Jason. I think you're
Evan, your mic
muted.
is off.
You might be muted if you're speaking. He said, "Don't worry about it."
I'm so confused.
I said I can just pick. I'm watching this movie in my head, and
Okay.
I can picture Evan sitting there hearing as she's parkouring. Like, what the fuck are they doing? Johnny, are you all right?
All I saw was you like waving your hands like this. And I was like, what the fuck is happening?
It's such a good movie. It's good.
So I get to roll this time.
Okay.
I only got a good 5, so you could spend 1 to pretty
Okay.
much. So I'll spend 2. I rolled a 4 plus 3, so 7.
No, that's not the way yours works. Are you doing the acrobatics?
Yeah.
Okay, and she's gaining. She's spending 1 to
Yep.
volley. Okay, good. So yeah, you move through the marketplace relatively quickly, and you manage to gain 2. And basically, you can see the agents that are kind of watching for her, and you actually see her. You have eyes on her. She is kind of making her way through the marketplace, kind of trying to pay attention to what have you. She stops at a stand to like look for a paper.
I'm gonna basically steal 2 hats that are identical as we're moving through everything.
That's gonna be a filch roll if you're just gonna stop and steal.
Filch?
Yeah, you can't just steal shit freely.
I can, but
Why not?
That's not the way it works.
you can't tell me super spies wouldn't just grab a hat and go.
That'd be tradecraft. You could do a 1 point spend in tradecraft to kind of just snag some hats.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll spend my 1 point in trade.
Or streetwise, I guess, to kind of know how much the hats cost and just pass the guy the right amount of money. Your choice on that.
Well, I have 1 in each, so
Just buy them.
stopping and buying. I'm gonna wait in line.
No, there's no line. It's just it's an open air
I'll
market.
just stop. Giving
Where do you see any lines in that marketplace
I don't
picture?
know. I can't see the whole market, man. You don't know.
That's where you're at, though.
They might have
Okay.
a sweet
I'll just
sale
stop, grab
going
2
on.
hats, pay for them.
Okay. Yeah, you slip the guy some money. He's like, "Well, think about it."
2 identical hats,
Okay.
and begin moving closer to her. Since we're both of Eastern descent, it would be really funny when I pretend to be her.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
And then they move it on me and not have a good time.
I like it. So Johnny and Chad, you guys are kind of walking at the very end of the marketplace. You can see Lou up front of you. You see Lily and Dr. Mitchell kind of moving up that direction. You see the guys kind of surveilling from the sides, not really paying much attention to Lily and Dr. Mitchell. And Chad, you see kind of off to the side that guy from the airport.
Is he making his way towards them?
Yeah, he's making his way directly towards Lily, or towards Lily.
Toward Lily or
are there
Leo?
a lot of people around?
There's an okay amount, but not a lot.
I'm going to just open the van door, and I'm going to is he moving real fast, like running?
He's not running, but you can definitely see that he is moving into.
So we in the van, or are
gate.
we walking in the market?
You're walking in the market.
Okay.
So you're on one of those little side, parallel to these guys on the motorcycle.
Okay. Okay.
And the vehicle's just outside the edge of the market.
All right, so
And we'll say that Dan probably has some sort of camera on his old cane, and that's what you're viewing.
I'm just going to I'm going to try to use, I guess, infiltration to move up behind him quickly, try to catch him off guard, and I'm just going to put my silenced pistol to the back of his his neck and shoot a bullet up into his brain, and then cradle him to the ground.
Shit, man.
See?
Tesla's like going
This is
down.
absolutely cool.
So do you
Crazy?
do you call out the code word that says you're going to strike this guy so we're
Yeah,
aware?
like
Or do you
broken
just-
arrow.
Yeah.
Brent, do you let us know that's happening?
Yes, I'm like, there's somebody coming there. I'm gonna just take him out.
Wait, do we
I-
discuss it when we're going to be on a kill op? I mean, is that something we talk about first?
I mean, probably, but
It's Tesla. I unmute the phone and I say, "She's in a hat. Look for the girl in a hat. Hey, she's got another one with her. I don't know where she came from." And I mute it again.
Okay. You see the two. You guys can see the two guys kind of looking for her or whatever, but this guy definitely looks trained in on Lily. Not
No,
Lily.
I-
Lily.
Yeah.
I succeeded at that then, huh? Or did it work out?
Oh yeah. Well, you move in. Hold on. We'll get to that. So.
Oh, okay.
So infiltration is a general ability, so that's going to require a roll.
Okay.
Okay, and so your roll is going to be a 6.
Can I spend on it?
You can.
And that just lowers it by what? However many points.
That adds that number of points that you spend to the die roll.
Okay.
So you need to get a 6.
I got a 4.
Okay. Well, you have to. How many points did you spend? You would have to say how many points you want to spend first.
Oh, I spent 1 point, so I rolled a 3.
So you rolled a
I got
5. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you got a 4. So your difficulty number was 6. So you begin moving up that way, and you like pull your pistol. You're getting ready. You're like probably 6 feet from the guy, and the guy spins around.
Oh shit.
Super fast. Grabs your arm, and you can see as he spins around and grabs your arm, his chest is like he's wearing like a tactical vest underneath this jacket, and you can see that his chest actually looks like his actual skin actually looks like plates of armor.
What?
I'm
I
just
feel like you chose the wrong person to go after.
What the fuck?
I think that was left for me, and you're in a bad
Yeah.
place.
And as he spins around and grabs your arm, he reaches in and kind of scoops you up and just like turns and slams you into like this like market that's like right there.
Yeah, so you hear a whole bunch of crashing over
And Evan, you see this because you're like just happen to be like going past that one little side view as you see like you can just see Tesla reaching his gun up, dude. This guy just spins around, grabs him, scoops him up, and like slams him into the marketplace. And
What
you're
the
like,
fuck? Our friend
"Oh,
is back. Tesla's down. Tesla's down. The white man's back. Not that I've got anything against him, but you know.
Okay, and Lily and Rochelle, you guys get to Lou. She's kind of standing at the thing.
I'm just gonna like take her arm. I'm gonna whisper to her, "We got your email," and put the hat on her.
Okay.
Oh shit, that was
You're
dumb
gonna
of me.
need a
Oh, what did I do?
reassurance spend. You have reassurance?
No, I'm not very reassuring.
All
I
right.
have
So
reassurance,
I'm-
and I also, hold on. I have psychology, right? Of some shit.
you have
like that.
shrink. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
We're,
shrink.
we're talking about reassurance. I think you might have reassurance though. Let me see one second.
I do have 1 in reassurance.
Yeah,
but
that's good.
I
Yeah,
use
that's good.
Points in shrink.
So you could use your reassurance. You spend 1 point in reassurance, and that would that's what reassurance is for. Basically, something like that. Like we have you. We're here for Hassan, or whatever.
Okay, let's do it. I spend my point.
Okay, so you guys get a hold of Olivia Liu, and what does Johnny do?
I'm gonna haul ass in on the motorcycle. I'm gonna call it out, right, so I can hear her sort of talking through the
You're
headpiece.
Evan.
Jimmy / Evan. He's talking about Johnny.
He's asking Johnny.
Johnny, why am Jimmy?
I
I'm
love
so
your
sorry.
enthusiasm.
Damn it!
But...
I think it was that. Yeah, you're right. You're
All
right.
these fucking
My bad.
names.
My bad.
I have a question. Now,
Yeah.
where
Jimmy.
am I in relation to all the other people right now?
Yeah.
So you are at the end of the marketplace, heading directly towards where Lou, Lily, and Dr. Mitchell are standing. So off to the right, that you can't see in your vantage point, is some sort of combat happening between a bad guy and Tesla. And off to your left, which you can't see, is Jimmy basically, Evan coming in on the motorbike.
Okay. Well, all right. So
You guys are like a cross. You guys are like a cross, basically, or like a plus sign, kind of organized in what's going on.
So I guess the kind of question is, in character, what do I know about? I mean, do I know about the two things I can't see, or do I not know about?
You know where Jimmy is because he was saying where he was on the intercom. So you're
Right.
familiar with where your team is.
Right.
You can't see that something's going on, but you do know that Jimmy did say over the intercom that Tesla's down. There's some sort of combat happening over there. So you know his location, and you know it's between you and where it's like distance-wise. It's between.
My mission was to take out some of these guys. So before they made contact with her.
Yeah. So
are any of them around me, or
no? They're held in place by Evan's little trick with the walkie-talkie has got those guys stopped. This guy seems to be somebody that's specifically targeting one of you guys.
He's
Right.
definitely after me.
He was going after Lily, and
And
Tesla got involved.
right? But I maybe I misunderstood. I thought Jimmy was holding them in place so that they would be where I know that they are, to take them out quietly one by one before we made contact.
I was calling out their locations.
He was holding them in place, and you were heading that direction. But he actually was very successful at getting those guys just to stay where they were, and so the box just kind of stayed where they were, and you guys interacted inside.
I think that there's no way that they're going to be able to intercede in this at all at this point.
Yeah, no, he's pretty much taken them out of the game.
All right, and it looks like Dr. Mitchell and Lily have.
I would say to come get her. I'll go help Tesla.
Well, all I was going to say is that I'll radio. I'll say I'm going to go intercept Tesla. Jimmy, come in with the motorcycle and meet Lily and Dr. Terry, and I head off towards where I think Tesla is. Let me know what I see.
Yeah, you can get there pretty much in one round. So yeah, you kind of pick up pace, run down to market. Basically, you're headed directly at Lily, Lou, and Rochelle, Dr. Mitchell. So you're pretty much coming straight at them. And as you get closer to them, you can see some sort of combat happening off to your left.
Right, and seems like they have her in hand. It looks like I saw that Dr. Mitchell reassured her, which is all that needs to happen. So I'm, like I said, going to intercept Tesla and see what I can find out.
Am I unconscious?
No, you're not unconscious.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
you probably don't feel really great.
Yeah, you don't feel really great. So you just got smashed into like this haystack, and he just kind of says something with a very strong British accent. He's like, "Mind your fucking business."
I'm just gonna pick myself up and dust myself off, and crack my neck. That was good. Good for you.
That was good.
Is my gun on? My gun's on the ground. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, your gun's like on the ground. Yeah, you just kind of pick yourself up and dust yourself off.
And I'm just like, do you guys got her? I say to the mic.
I'm on my way.
Yeah.
I am on my way.
You would already know that they have her in hand, but she's not mobile yet.
All right, so I'm going to I'm going to run forward and dive for my gun using athletics, probably.
All right, so I just picture Tesla just gets up, kind of straightens out his vest, and he's like, and then he's gonna reach for his gun like super fast.
That's basically it.
Okay.
So roll a d6.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to spend. I'll spend 2 points on it.
Okay. So your difficulty to reach for your gun is just going to be a 5.
I, even with the 2 points spent, fail.
Oh no!
So
Three.
You go to reach for your gun and you accidentally kick it a little bit, and it kind of slides underneath this crate. And the guy just literally seems to fucking ignore you, and he just turns away to head towards where Lily and Lou is. So,
Am I within sight of these guys yet?
yeah, you can see this guy now. He's just walking away from Tesla straight towards you.
I'm like, he's coming your way.
I will use my sort of ample infiltration to try and stay out of his line of sight. And then what I'm going to do is let me know when I get within range of him. I will. All right.
He seems to not notice you at all.
Do I see the powered armor or whatever he's got on? What do I see?
You can see, yeah, this guy definitely doesn't look completely human. Let's just put it that way.
I forget which one it is. What's the power? I think I've got it though. Lets you understand someone as an opponent, like what their capabilities are.
This guy looks like some sort of like special forces guy.
All right. So what I'll do is I'm going to step into the dark of between two booths. I'll use conceal what I can, and I'm going to use my MOS, and I'm going to shoot him in the head.
Oh, I like it. So literally, he just walks by Johnny's just like, boom, shoots him in the fucking head. All right.
I will immediately put my weapon away, and then I will try and move as if nothing happened. And I'm looking around like, where did that shot come from?
Okay, so this is what happens. You literally pull out your gun, you spin. As he walks by, you like the side of his face is literally almost like an arm's reach away. You're well, maybe a little bit farther than that. We'll say you're like 5-6 feet away from this guy, and you swing around and you just take your gun and you shoot. Your shot is spot on. It hits him directly in the side of the temple. Okay. All right, and he just like wham! The shot hits him in the side of the temple, and he just kind of like shakes his head, and you can see a scratch on his fucking head. And he just turns right back and looks straight at you. And you realize very quickly, that while you were able to shoot this guy with your MOS, he is a supernatural threat, and he will not be that easily discarded.
I will, if I can. I have 8 on my sense trouble.
You're in it. You're in it, buddy.
I have the ability to assess beforehand because of the other cherry, like how big a threat somebody is. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell you, even with my special ability, I can't tell he's supernatural before I shoot.
All right. So let's back it up a little bit.
All right.
So you definitely know that this guy's trouble because he's in a hand-to-hand combat situation.
Right.
With your sense trouble, it does not allow you to determine if he's a supernatural threat or what have you. However, you did realize he was more than human, just from your spy. So I did say that.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. That's okay.
All right, we can go through it anyway. I mean, maybe it's funnier. It's more fun just to go through it.
I have no problem with retconning it backwards just slightly if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, if I don't think I'm going to take him out immediately with that, what I will do then instead...
We don't know. You know he's tougher than human, but, I mean, what's your viewpoint on tougher than humans? Like, you know this guy's definitely... There's something about him.
The head's pretty fatal.
You've never failed a headshot before, so if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
What I will do is I will get within arm's reach of him, and knowing that I can at any time reset the orientation of our combat because of my sense trouble.
Yeah.
I trip and fall in front of him and get in his way. I say, "Oh, excuse me, pardon me, sorry, sir." And I'm going to absolutely get between him and the mark to slow him down. And I'm hoping that Tesla's radioing the rest of the party to let them know that he need to get the fuck out of there. And I'm basically going to work my hand-to-hand to avoid him, but slow him down. And I'm going to try and pretend like I don't know what I'm doing, too. So let me know what you want me to roll.
Okay. All right. So with that in mind, so we will ignore that little shot to the forehead.
Sorry.
That didn't happen.
It's a director's cut.
You might have peed just a little bit. on that, and so it would have been cool. But anyway, so yeah, so Evan comes speeding out on a bike to where Lily, Dr. Mitchell, and Olivia Liu are.
Yeah, so I come up and I just look at Olivia Liu and say, "Get on! It's your only way out of here. Quickly, hang on tight."
Okay.
Sort of thing.
And she'll get on the bike. She wants to be the fuck out of here.
So I have the rendezvous point that Johnny gave us. So that's where I'm headed. But first,
Well, funny enough, the rendezvous point that he suggested in the beginning
Is here.
is
shit.
where you are.
that occurs to me right now. I'm like, oh,
Right.
So you know what?
Wait,
I say
the van's not anywhere near the rendezvous point.
It is. The van's at the end.
I'm
the
just
end, okay.
I'm gonna get the fuck out. But first, I'm gonna. Is this guy around somewhere? Can I see
He's
this?
coming that direction. You see him. He's like maybe, I'm going to say 20 feet away from you guys. As you see that some kind of thing going on.
I unmute and say something to the effect of, "Here's your phone, you fucking wanker," and throw it and just and out I go.
I'm like, dude, don't fight that guy if you can avoid it.
Oh, I'm fighting that guy.
Now, Evan, as you lay eyes on that guy, you realize that is not the guy from the cafe.
As I'm starting to throw it, I'm like, oh shit, there's more than one of them. They look similar though, right?
No, not even
okay.
remotely close. So
Not-
this guy
okay.
this guy is clearly the guy who was the special
the
forces
airport
looking guy at the
originally?
airport.
Airport.
Got it.
The dude at the cafe just looked like a pasty old English guy.
Understood. So that guy can have his happy special forces muscles because I'm the fuck out of here. Ring, ring,
Right,
ring.
so-
I go.
Yeah, I recommend leaving.
So I see the camera. The camera kind of pans to the back of the motorcycle as Olivia gets on the bike, and Evan's just like,
Yeah.
shoots down through the thing, just kind of weaving through traffic as you go to the end of the market.
I call to Tesla. Tesla, I'm en route. You tell me where to go, but it needs to be fucking far from here. There's some shit going down in the market you won't believe, and don't you tell me it's not aliens.
I'm like,
Aliens? No.
I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna warn Lily. I'm like, that guy, he's not normal. He's like he's at least a couple times stronger than a normal human being.
Okay.
So yes, I'm going to open up the back of the van, Byron.
Well, you're not at the van.
You're not at the
You
van.
walked all the way away from the van.
Yeah.
You came
Because
into the
you
marketplace
went to go fuck with the dude.
to fuck with this dude.
Oh, I'm gonna run back to the van then.
You're like, fuck this, I'm out.
Ah, like this.
Well, I mean, he's already coming. I'm assuming everyone's coming to the van.
I am.
so
I am.
it'll take
I am
you-
driving out of town, and I am not going to the van. I'm driving out of town, and we'll figure out coordinates later. I'm just trying to get far from here, and,
Okay.
and safe for her for now.
Right. Understood. Okay. So Tesla is just running through the marketplace. I kind of picture him like picking himself up. He's kind of like ran into a couple stalls and he's just like booking down one of the little alleyways, getting towards the van as fast as he can. Meanwhile, the camera pans back around to Dr. Mitchell and Lily, kind of 15 feet away. You see Johnny kind of tripped himself. He's on the ground. And this guy is stepping around Johnny relatively quickly. And he still has his eyes directly set on Lily.
Well, turning around, seeing him looking like that, I would just look right at him, like take my jacket off and start walking right towards him.
Oh shit.
And I'm gonna go to Johnny and
Hey, can I use any of my hand-to-hand abilities since he's stepping over me once he does to try and trip him?
You can attack him, yeah.
Okay.
You can attempt to do some kind of trip maneuver.
Describe his armor to me. Is it like, I mean, are we talking powered armor? Or are we talking like just like bulletproof vest? Or
Like some kind of shit is wrong with his skin.
so it looks like it's organically a part of it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And he's wearing some sort of tactical vest like over top of it. But you can see that like his muscles, like his six-pack abs and stuff that he has are almost like little plates. You can
Is
tell
he
there's some
carrying
sort of
explosives?
augmentation to his skin.
Is he carrying any weapons or explosives?
You do see a pistol in his jacket.
That's it?
Yeah, like a special forces pistol.
All right,
Other
I
than that,
can,
that looks like all he's carrying.
I get up. I say, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry," and I'm gonna try and filch his pistol.
Okay. You try to take his pistol. All right. Perfect.
Now, do I spend points or what do I do? I got 8 points of filch.
So what do you have filch wise? What's your cherry for filch?
I don't know what the cherry is for filch.
Awesome. So glad we did everything like we were supposed to.
I'm sorry. I've been searching this guy for like
No, you're all right.
various things, like in nick of time and everything else, so I could try and get the cherry for filch. But
You're good. I got you.
the
It wouldn't be.
I'll finish describing what I'm doing after he tries to take us.
If we only had some really cool guy in the chat that could just give us the answers.
if you're filtering 8 or more, you may spend points after rolling the die.
He's busy.
For a test. Every 2 points you spend after rolling the die, you increase the die roll by 1. This only applies if you are undistracted and not directly observed. It never applies during a contest. You must describe the thing that almost went wrong and weave a convincing tale explaining how your instincts and skills let you get away with the theft. So does that? I guess it doesn't apply here, or does?
Yeah, because it's contested, so I'm gonna say no.
Okay. So what do I do? How many dice do I roll?
Just roll 1. It's
Okay,
literally
and
just
then I
one
can add
single
points.
d6. Yeah.
No. Okay.
Add
So I'm going
points.
to add what? And what do I need to succeed?
So you're gonna his number will be modified by his alertness, basically. So you will need a 6.
Okay.
So base is always 4.
So I need a 6. I'm sorry. This is the first time I've ever rolled in this game. So I need
Yeah,
a
you're
6.
fine. You need it to roll a total value of 6. So whatever your die roll is plus whatever number of points you spend.
Okay. So you don't add dice. You just add points.
Correct. Yeah, there's no dice pool. It's literally a one die.
1 die plus however much you take from your.
Right, I'm
pool.
going to spend 5 to automatically succeed because I'm going to roll at least a 1. Right.
Okay. Yeah, that would work.
All right. And I rolled a 2, so that's 7.
Okay. Yeah, so you manage to kind of, as you're picking yourself up and dusting him off, you snag his pistol straight out of the holster.
So as I start running towards this guy and I take off my jacket, I'm basically going to try to slide between his legs and use my jacket like a rope to trip him.
Okay. I give you that.
And when I see Lily coming, by the way, I also tend to take a couple steps back.
Everyone does.
Yes,
I would recommend.
If I can too, I will turn towards Lily and show her, like under my shirt, that I've got his gun as I turn away.
I would honestly not even be looking at you.
Yeah, you probably won't. But at that point, I kind of disappear into the crowd as best I can. My job is done.
So you want me to make like a hand-to-hand roll?
Yeah, be an opposed hand-to-hand roll, basically.
I'm going to spend 4 points.
Okay.
And I got a 6, so 10.
Okay. Yeah, so you run in, do this baseball slide, kind of wrap your jacket around his leg, pull him down. And as you do that, he kind of flips into basically a flip. And he just kind of leaps and does like a standing somersault and comes down on his face, comes down straight on his legs and kind of into a kneeling position. And he's like, I didn't know sushi was on the menu.
This is gonna suck.
This is going to be fun.
And you see he just kind of like shakes his arm like this, and he has like one of those little expandable like rods, and it just like slaps it out like he's ready to fucking go.
Oh shit!
And
Very Japanime.
so you
Apparently.
think that like that's all he could do, like literally, like that should be all that he could accomplish, but he moves very quickly, very quickly, quick enough that he swings down and kind of whacks you with the stick, like right on, I'm going to say your upper arm, because you had your arms on the jacket as you were flipping through. And so you're still laying on the ground, even though you could get up relatively quickly. And he kind of strikes you right in the forearm with it.
Okay.
And you will take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
Can I check the gun? Is it special, like the gun and the ammo? Does it look like it might be able to pierce his armor?
It looks like a standard issue, like British Special Forces pistol.
Okay. Right.
Like literally, if there was a pistol that the British SAS would carry, which you would know what that is from your MI5 time and stuff like that, I won't even make you roll that.
Okay.
Because you do have a point. I believe you do have military science.
No, I don't. Actually, I guess we skipped that one. I don't.
Oh, you don't?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay.
I have art history, but not military.
Actually, Red Lily has that one.
Okay.
But anyhow, but even still, even without having the investigative ability, it's a standard issue British SAS pistol.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna draw my katana.
Okay. While you're on the ground, or are you getting up?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna draw it while I'm on the ground, kind of like swipe his legs as I stand up.
Okay. So you're
Just
gonna
kind of like pull it and like kind of do like a spin and like stand up to like cut at his legs
Okay.
while I stand up.
Dr. Mitchell, what are you doing?
I am watching in horror. I noticed that Johnny kind of blended into the crowd, so I guess he's not hurt. He doesn't need me. So and Lily's engaging. I want her out of there, but I know that that's a wish that will never be granted. She's got to engage in combat. So I flip some sort of signal at her and take off towards the van.
Give me if you want to make a spend and notice, I will give you some special information.
Fuck.
As you're watching them. I'm pretty sure you have notice.
Yeah, but I don't know where to find anything. I haven't memorized the sheet.
That's okay. You have 2 in notice,
Here it is. I
and
have
it
2 in
is
notice.
on your.
Spend one.
Yep.
Okay, I'm spending 1 for notice.
Okay, you notice that as you've watched what's been going on with this guy, that this is an open air market, and he has almost he has made very sure to stay out of the sunlight.
Okay. In the area that Lily's engaging him, is there an awning or anything?
Yes, there is.
So I'm gonna quickly thread my way over there around the action and just knock out the poles that are supporting the awning. I'm
Okay,
gonna try to make it look like an accident somehow, like I was avoiding them or something.
you're gonna do like an athletics checks to kind of like parkour, like pull, like jump up on the railing and kind of pull the thing down.
Sure, that sounds great.
All right, yeah. So that's going to be a roll. Required a target number of a 4. When that is with your athletics, which is the first one of the general abilities.
Yeah,
Boom. All right. So yeah, you jump up and kind of grab this awning and just kind of there's like 2 ropes and you just kind of pull it and it kind of pulls the shade back from this little alleyway right where this guy's standing, and he just kind of puts his arm up like this to kind of shield his eyes.
Oh, that's perfect. Then I'm gonna cut him in half.
Just as Lily spins around with her sword.
So he wants to play really big numbers. So I'm gonna spend 4 points for my weapons blades, and I have special training with my katana, so I do extra damage, and I get
And it's
extra
somewhere in the
attacks.
background, some little mutt at a market.
Yeah,
That's the crowd reaction to the combat.
dinner.
Yeah.
yeah. So I do extra damage, and I get extra attacks.
Okay.
All right.
So I don't know how you deal with the extra attacks, but I got another 6, so 10 again for the blades.
Okay.
For my blades,
Yeah. So you hit him twice with the blade.
and I do extra damage because of my katana.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm relaying my observation about the light over my headset.
What? What the fuck?
Things avoiding sunlight.
Thing? What? It's a. All right. They're all fucking mad.
We're crazy. Yeah.
All right. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what the damage for sword is because I don't remember.
I'm not gonna lie. Me either.
We're gonna call it 2. That's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it 2. And
So normally 2.
Well, for this moment that we're in right now, it is.
RC knows.
So
Because I deal extra damage, so I don't know how much extra it would be.
yeah, extra damage. I know that I can determine.
Well, I see it says sword is a +1 damage modifier. That helps.
Yeah, it is. So
How do you figure the damage?
We don't.
it actually has a thing in the book, but
Damage from cutting and stabbing weapons, knives, and swords is 1.
there you go. So 1
So it would be 2. You
Plus
were right.
one?
Even
plus
the
1 for the extra
Holy
attacks.
Katana? Surely it gets a bonus just for being cool.
So 3.
That's standard. I'm sure it
So
gets bonus.
Isn't it a +5 Holy Avenger katana? Isn't that what you wrote down, Byron?
Yeah, no.
+5.
So actually, swords are the only melee weapon that can have extra attacks. So just a heads up.
So it would normally deal 1, but swords deal +1, so it's 2.
Yeah.
Plus at least 1 more for my special weapons ring, so 3, so 6 damage.
Yep. And to hit him, the threshold was 4.
Yeah, I got 10.
So you hit. All right.
So you hit him for sure. All right, and do some damage to him. Which
So
he's
do I roll a die,
I
or
have
is
to
it
do that.
just 3?
no, it just does 3.
Okay, so,
So-
6. Since I
Yeah,
am
so
twice.
6 points. 6 points as you hit him twice. You're like swing, swing, and you can see. So he attempts to attack you back.
Tends to dodge or anything like that. I don't know.
Does he take any damage? Does he look like he's bleeding?
Oh yeah, he took damage. He took some damage as you cut into his Achilles tendon in the back of his calf.
Is he still avoiding the light?
Yes, absolutely. He's like avoiding the light as he goes. So he's only going to get 1 attack because of the light, and so it seems to be slowing him down. Like the light is having some slowing effect on him.
Is there any mirror around here that I can see? Is there
Yeah.
any-
Sure, there's mirrors.
Can I grab one of those and try and reflect
Kind
the
of light right in his eye.
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot.
That's why they
Yeah,
call
so,
it the doctor.
yeah,
Yes.
You could absolutely do that.
Okay, so is
If
there
I see
any way to
Dr.
dodge or?
I might try and help as well. If I see Doctor, let me know if I see it. If
Yeah,
I
you
see
can-
that, then I'll try and do the same thing and help. 2 mirrors better than 1.
She said something over the radio
Okay.
or
Okay.
over your intercom thing.
I grab if I can, a highly polished metal platter or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. There's some Turkish silver thing at the marketplace. It's like a coffee tray
right.
or something like that.
I'll try and circle around tactically the opposite side of Dr. Terry so that we're both on either side of him. So we should, either way he turns, we'll have a reflector.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. No problem at all. So, yeah. So I don't know if there's a dodge thing. I don't think so. I think it just goes you get a turn, he gets a turn.
What are my hit points? It seems to be empty on my sheet. What's my health?
Your health should be there. It's just it
Yeah,
should be on your
Yeah,
If
it's
you look
empty.
at
What is the number?
your general abilities isn't.
Yeah,
It's-
however many
You have
points
the
you
number
put
written
in.
down too. It's not on my sheet.
Yeah, I don't have that number in front of me. Is what I'm trying to say.
12.
12. Looks like 12, Tyler.
Thank you.
I had to
It
consult.
was not on my sheet, so
I don't have your character sheet directly in front of me. I had to consult Matrix.
You're good. I just wanted to double check.
So so you swing at him, do some damage. He swings back at you. He does hit you for 2 points with the baton as he strikes at you. His hits are freaking hard. Completely.
I feel really good.
Yeah, they feel really great. So whack! He kind of hits you with the baton.
I'm just gonna attack him again.
Okay. Johnny, you are able to shine some more light on him, and so forth.
Does the light
And-
do any damage to him?
It doesn't seem to be doing any damage, but he seems to be moving a lot slower in the light than he was in the dark.
So I'm gonna spend 2 for my swords. I got.
I like it. Thank you. Awesome picture.
So I got a 5 to hit him this time.
Okay, 5 to hit him. All right, that's going to succeed.
So 2 more, so 6 more points of damage.
Jesus. All right, so you do that to him. He goes down from the attacks, and he's like grabbing a hold of his leg. So
I whispered to my mic, Lily, you think you can knock him out? We could take him and question him.
I don't know if that dose of sedative I gave you will do anything, but
But we're gonna try it.
I also said to Tesla, hey Tesla,
Bring the van
the
around.
guy who almost killed you, bring the van around because I think we're gonna try and bring him too.
I'm like,
I have my backpack and my med kit.
Is the market sufficiently cleared out?
I mean, there's shit going on. There's this like fight going on. You won't be able to bring the van directly to the marketplace, but you guys could take this guy out of here.
Yeah, the closest corner maybe.
No,
Oh,
that's
Sorry,
fine.
go ahead,
I'm going to simply just get into the van, and I'm just going to start slowly driving into the marketplace.
And I'm going to try and create a distraction, and start applauding and saying, wasn't that a beautiful display of combat, everyone? Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your...
I keep the light on him until I think that Lily's got him unconscious.
I'm gonna slide from my sword to a chokehold and just choke this dude out.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to take him down.
Lily, does he have a pulse?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes, he
Interesting.
does.
All right.
He's an expert.
How far away do we think Tesla and the van are, minutes wise?
Like 2 minutes.
All right. I'll help Lily go. Yes, that was an amazing performance. That was fantastic. And nonchalantly try and put some.
As I'm like leaning into him like this, I'm just like on his back.
Are you both speaking in English or are you speaking in Arabic? This is funny. It's so funny to me if you're speaking in English and the people are like, "What the fuck are they saying?" Like,
You're
I
actually
love this
bringing
visual.
more
It's just
attention
so
to
good.
us.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well done. And if it seems like the most expedient thing, like just tie him and get him in the van.
Yeah, just toss him in the back.
Yeah.
Hey, Evan, where are you driving off to with her?
Well, right now I'm next to this. I don't know. It's like a little fort or something. I don't know. It might be a supermarket, but it sort of looks like a fort. I don't know. I'm on the highway and I'm headed back to the airport.
Well, see, there's this Belgian Fritteur right on the corner of the market, so you can just.
What? You want?
There's no Belgian Fritteur on the edge of the market.
Oh, if you asked me to just stop and get you waffles, I'm going to have to quit.
Yeah, this is not a good time to think about your stomach.
Ooh, fruit waffles.
Crepes.
Actually,
Crepe action.
instead of heading back to the airport, maybe we should go to the maybe
Safe
we
house?
should just leave via the van.
That's fine by me, but I don't want to put her anywhere near him. If you're going to load that guy up in the van, it's not smart.
Nope. Let's take.
You could get like a little like warehouse or whatever from the like a hotel room.
He wasn't
You said
after
you
her.
got
He came here
from
specifically
Pelor.
for us.
All right, let me do this. I'll
From
find us.
Pelor.
I'll find us a hotel, Johnny. I'll let you know where we are. I'm going to go offline until I'm sure we're safe, and you shoot that man in the head. I'm Evan, by the way. They're crazy. I'm not crazy. They're crazy.
Oh yeah, I am. Why isn't he dead anyway?
She asked you if you're friends of Hassan.
We are here to get you out of the mess
Yeah!
that you're in. Yes, we are here to get you out of the mess you're in. I tried to be evasive, and I'm going to use reassure. Reassurance. I'll do it. Do I have to spend on that? I guess.
Yeah, 1 point spend in reassurance.
Okay,
will
done.
give you,
Done.
reassurance. Okay. So yeah, you reassure her that you are the good guys,
But
and
I
that you are going to
don't.
get
I
her.
don't lie. I don't tell her. Yes, we're definitely sent here by Hassan. I'm like, hey, we are here to help you. And by the way, remember that time that you went to the MUFON conference and you gave that talk on the Greys and how they were breeding with our species? Yeah, I was in the back row.
Okay.
Big
that's
fan.
good. I
Big
like
fan.
Right. Awesome. So yeah, you guys are able to get Lou, and you take this guy back to the safe house. So the camera kind of breaks from the marketplace, and I kind of sense like this it's a dark room. However, you guys have probably like these
We'll get like a sunlight.
like these sunlights.
You're right next to the window, and you're going to draw the blind and lower the blind.
Well, it's getting dark outside, so that's not very successful. But you guys do have some like daylight light bulbs.
I guess based off of our knowledge that might work. I'm just gonna have a high-powered rifle trained on him.
How about a tanning bed?
A tanning bed. I like it. Yeah, you guys have a fucking tanning bed, like all strapped to it.
We'll like tie him up in metal cable.
Please tell me I don't hear them on the radio talking about putting this dude in a tanning bed.
No, no, you don't.
Okay.
Well, let's put him in the tanning bed.
In the tanning bed, we're in the same room, and we just open it.
You're off the comms anyway. Remember?
That's right. You're right. That's
true. So we will
mute.
pan back. So the camera will pan back to Evan. Evan is got her in a decent hotel room, calming her down, talking with her. She tells you that she is a investigative journalist, and she was tracking corporate corruption, and she was contacted through some sort of encrypted email that came from this gentleman, and it basically turned her on to this mining site in Romania, deep in the Carpathian Mountains. And she went there, and she doesn't know what they were digging up. However, it looked like they were in like some sort of ruined church or monastery, and they were digging there with heavy equipment. She was spotted, and the guards tried to shoot at her, and she's been on the run ever since.
I would record. I would discreetly record everything she says for Johnny, right? Just on like a hard disk or something, so I could give it to him to review later. And I would just kind of,
you do have two choices. Do you have archaeology?
No.
Okay.
Not even.
Or the other choice would be data recovery, which I know you.
That I do have. Yeah.
No brainers there.
Yeah.
You can track the email on her phone to know that it came from the exact same source that your encrypted email came from.
I as she's telling me this, right, I'm like, ma'am, do you have a copy of that email that I could see? And she hands me her phone, and I check it out. Wow. Yeah. I hand it back as if I haven't noticed anything. I try not to tip her off too much. That's not my pay grade. That's Johnny.
Yeah, and she also says that she doesn't know who the bad guys that were pursuing her are, but Hassan told her that he had seen a lot of activity in a British outpost of Gibraltar.
Interesting.
That's where the signal came from. Or the message, the email we got came from.
So, so you're just wandering around by yourself, trying to get in the middle of all of this, right? Like, isn't there anything, more that you've discovered along the way? Just names? I try to prompt her for as much as I can get out of her and just kind of let her talk into the record. She doesn't know she's talking to a recorder, but she is.
No, she says she doesn't know the name of the source, and she can't really tell you because that would be exposing her source.
I ask as many questions around the the location of this old church, this sort of just the types of heavy equipment, just to kind of try to draw in more detail for us to sort through later.
Yeah, you'd be able to look at the pictures that she has with an archaeology spend. So unfortunately, you don't have the capability. Evan doesn't have that.
I pat her on the hand. You know what? I know just who needs to look at these.
Yeah.
So, how about room service, eh? I just kind of pacing around, feeling completely awkward, and I don't know if it would be safe to order food at this point, would it? Am I certain that we are absolutely not discovered, not followed?
Yeah, you're certain that you're not followed.
All right, so I play it off and order some room service and just ask, we're not clothed, so in Arabic, so all apologies, we're not decent, so please leave it by the door and whatever we need to eat.
Okay. Yeah, you guys managed to get some food or somewhere. So the camera kind of pans off of that and pans back to the interrogation that is happening.
How are we going to get this guy awake anyway?
Smelling salts.
Oh, good. Dr. Mitchell, you probably have something, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
I inject the reversal agent for the Versed.
Also, check him. Does he have any strange teeth when he's unconscious?
Oh,
No, he does not.
All right.
So while he's unconscious, can I just do a general examination and
Check out the plating.
and a general assessment, see if I can figure out what's going on with this skin armor thing, or
Yeah, we'll
any
take
other
off his
variation?
tactical vest and all that shit.
Yeah, so you basically get a good look at him, and you would say that this guy has been augmented with some sort of serum,
serum.
some sort of combat drug.
I'm like, so if I take a combat knife, right, and I just jam it into a muscle, like, does it seem like it can even pierce the skin unless I put like a lot of pressure on this at all?
The knife doesn't seem to be stopped very much. You don't get a lot of resistance from that. But if you think about it, like a Kevlar vest is designed more, as you have such
It's
engineering background, it's more like to stop the impact of something. So you would think if you shot at him, like that the plating in his skin would stop bullets.
I imagine if we were to shoot him in the head, it wouldn't even go through.
Yeah, if you shot him in the temple, it'd probably just piss him off.
What the hell kind of program did this guy get signed up with? Is this what
Very interesting.
MI6 pulling
all
out?
of his skin, all of his skin.
Autobots, roll out.
You said all of his skin.
I mean,
I want to know whether it affects his entire body.
Yeah, it has affected his entire body. So you would get the idea that this could be some sort of military grade stuff that you'd heard of before.
Dr. Mitchell, perhaps we should take a small sample of one of his scales, and you could analyze it later, see if there's any chemical composition inside that might give a clue as to what exactly it is he took and where it came from.
I think it's less. It's less scales and more like subdermal armor, isn't it?
Right. So is it the
I think
skin is
so.
thickened? Is it scales? What is the composition of
No,
this?
it's more like just hard cartilage-like areas of his like skin.
This
Is it like the thing,
grown really thick.
Yeah,
Like calluses, except yeah.
yeah.
He probably should have heavy deposits of whatever the chemical was, I would imagine, in his epidermal layers. If we were to take a sample and you were to analyze it later, perhaps we could find out some idea of exactly what kind of technology went into this, or
It could be useful.
Sure, I'll just violate HIPAA all over the fucking place.
I mean, I'm going
Like
to
that's what you're
interrogate-
concerned about? You're concerned about HIPAA?
I'm going to be interrogating him in about 30 minutes.
Listen, I'm on the clock with the WHO here. Ethics is still kind of important.
so as not to violate HIPAA, we will not take down his name or any of his identification information.
Listen,
You're not
there's a
taking down
lot
his
more to
identity.
HIPAA than that. Consent and informed consent is a really big part of HIPAA.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What's
anyway,
wrong with the
listen.
dude?
That is a really good point. I'm like, do you consent to this procedure? And I just grab his head and I'm like,
I was an enterprise architect at Anthem. I kind of know what HIPAA is.
I'm
All
not
right.
going-
We're going to
I'm
violate HIPAA today. There's no doubt about it.
I'm not going to get into that with you, Z. But to the director, before I go cutting into this guy, do I get a sense from my cursory examination whether this is just skin that's thickened up or whether it's an actual deposited substance.
Yeah, it looks like something has happened that has changed his actual DNA strands
It's an actual
to give this some sort of augmentation.
It's totally possible. It's crazy, but possible. So I have my backpack with my med kit, and I have like a couple of specimen cups or little vials or something in a something sharp. I can scrape some skin into that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get some blood while I'm at it because what the hell?
Okay.
I label it, make a note in my phone.
Sure. Anything else you would like to do before he wakes up and you begin the interrogation?
Tying him up with metal cable.
Yeah, you already said that.
We've taken all of his tactical stuff off, and I don't really want to do a cavity search.
He is secured to the tanning bed.
I'm like, I mean, between all of us, I don't think he's going to be much of a threat.
He's not going to have any tan lines either. Okay, so
he's not going to have any tan lines.
Very important.
Does anybody here have interrogation?
He'll thank us later.
I have interrogation.
I have interrogation. I'll let Lily interrogate.
Jason's picture from Mr. Robot.
Well, she's cutting him while he was asleep. I'm going to cut him up while he's awake.
Okay.
Anything else before I inject this reversal agent, guys?
No. I'm just gonna go over here with my high-powered rifle and just train it on his face. That's all.
Before I do this, can we go through his stuff and see if we can find any identifying information or anything about him?
He doesn't have any identification on him at all.
Nothing. What about his communication device?
He does have like a special forces like SAS tattoo, so you know this guy's definitely out of like the British Special Forces. Probably an ex.
Oh man,
volunteered.
What kind of a chump actually has a tattoo?
Dude, all those guys have tattoos. What are you talking about?
No. I mean, if he's gonna be trying to do clandestine operations, a tattoo is just stupid.
These guys are like
maybe that's not what his intention was.
But yeah, that's a good point.
All right.
Okay. So
you guys wake him up?
Nope. We're gonna fingerprint him. Can I fingerprint him before we wake him up?
Sure.
Let's do that, and we'll if we ever find Evan again, we'll have him search the databases.
Okay.
So I inject him with the flumazepam.
I will stand out of line of sight, and basically, guys, I'm going to serve as your bullshit detector. So I'm going to radio you through the radio if I detect that he's lying.
Can I back up for a second, Byron? Yeah. When we put him out, did he go out with that one syringe, or did I have to give him a second dose?
Yeah, he went out with the one syringe.
All right. Okay,
and,
that's all I want.
I'm going to stand out of line of sight, and I'm not going to speak to him directly. I'm going to use my 8 points of shrink and my bullshit detector to help these guys through our little ear microphones to assist them if I need to. Okay.
So your mouthpiece is Lily, basically?
Yeah. Lily and Dr. Mitchell. The two
I'm going to start doing some real, like, fucked up shit to this dude.
You give him a chance to answer first, or you're just immediately going to cutting?
Oh, no, I'm just going to immediately cut him. This isn't the guy that's just going to answer your questions. Look at him. Like, he's just going to be like, oh, this is what I know. Like, no. You just start with pain.
You're going
lots and
have
lots
to cut
of
him.
Pain. And then we'll work towards answers.
You got to find his threshold. Right?
I say, like, give him a chance to speak. That's all I ask. Just give him a chance to speak.
So I'm going to do some, like, I'll just start, like, cutting the flesh off his, like, the top of his hand.
I mean, is he even awake yet? Is he awake?
He will be.
Yeah, he's awake. He's
Can we wake him up yet? Okay.
Yeah, he's awake. Just wake up to a wound. Yeah.
Another wound.
Has to tell the
Another
truth
one.
or to lie.
Right. Okay. Yeah. You carved the skin off the back of his hand and
Yeah.
peel it back like a wrapper on a
like a
Turkey bar.
Twix. Like it's
Twix.
just,
just peel it back and kind of folds over and slides down.
Oh.
I'm over
All right.
there.
Who do you work for?
Making sure that the timer is that that little rotating timer on it. That's
Yeah.
all the way to the right. So the longest session, so it doesn't like accidentally time out while we're talking.
Yeah, like longer than you should possibly be
Right.
ever in a tanning bed.
Byron, while they're doing this too, I'll look at any windows or doors on occasion just to make sure that.
So what questions do you want me to ask him?
Who does number 2 work for?
And I'm sorry, did you also hear what I was going to do as well?
They're
Byron?
looking at the doors.
What did you say?
I'm making sure that.
Oh yeah. You guys
If
probably
I were
have
to-
all the windows and doors like boarded up or whatever it is.
Also, just making sure that his comrades aren't about to break in and rescue him from us.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, you're pretty confident you got him here without being followed.
Have we
Yes.
installed any like temporary surveillance outside?
No,
Is it
this
through
is
cam or anything?
your surveillance guy would be Evan anyway.
I mean,
He's- He's chilling with the hot Asian chick at the hotel,
Sure,
getting
we-
room
Yeah,
service.
that,
He's wearing like one of those robes and shit, and it's like a computer. He's got like the most expensive room service.
None of the slippers though fit his wide European feet. So
Yeah. Oh, he's
you're
muted again.
muted again.
No.
we can't hear you.
I received a text from the good doctor, and I'm behaving myself, but I really want to try out this flirting thing that Johnny's been telling me to do.
He's like, tell me if this lawn turns you on.
Yeah. What do you think of this
asking dude
one?
who he works for, shit like that.
Okay. How are you asking him?
Interrogation.
Okay, interrogation. So you can, Tyler, you have 1 point in interrogation, I see.
Yep,
So you can spend that 1 point to get information from him.
I will do that.
Okay. He says he works for an organization called Edom.
What did they do?
Have I ever heard of Edom?
No.
Why are you there? What?
He's like, they do whatever they want, and I'm obviously there as a operative.
Is he lying?
No, he said that he was sent several days ago from Gibraltar to find this Olivia Liu.
I need answers about the skin.
You have a question about a scam.
Okay.
Scam.
He will tell you that he was injected with an enhancement serum.
By whom?
A doctor at Edom.
A Dr. Edom with the Edom group?
No, a doctor from
Yeah.
Edom. He
Oh,
doesn't know. He doesn't know their name.
Did they have a name for that program?
No. Not that he's aware of.
How did it feel when they injected you?
Like 1,000 orgasms at once.
Not the answer I was expecting.
No. Still telling the truth?
He seems to be.
How long has it been? Have you been like this?
This is a recent thing.
Why are they after Olivia?
That's outside of my job description. My job description is to bring her in.
Who else is here?
There's another agent, a woman.
Her name?
I only know her as the sorceress.
What's her special little power?
I would assume getting people to talk, since I was too. But I'm not sure. These
How
things
do
are
you get in contact with her?
these things are compartmentalized.
How do you contact her?
I don't directly.
How do you contact her?
I was told to bring Olivia to a rendezvous point at the market.
There you go. Now you're getting it.
But that was a mobile rendezvous point, so I can't say that it's still there or not there. Doubtful, since I did not bring her in.
See?
Correct.
How do you get your information from Edom?
Directly. Handed in a package. They had an outpost at an old military installation in Gibraltar.
How was he? Ask him how he was recruited to Edom.
How'd they recruit you?
I'm an ex-SAS soldier. He's like, I don't know how they know my information. He reached out to me. I moved off the grid to mercenary work later in life. You know how it is. You can't ever get away from the war. The war is a part of you.
He must have known someone in common. He wouldn't have just joined without any knowledge at all. Ask him who his contact was. He might have, but it seems unlikely.
Ask him if he's run into anyone familiar since joining Edom.
The only name that I know is the name Harkness.
Harkness?
Yep.
This
He's
change in your skin, are there any other changes that they made to you?
No, just that.
Do they expect it to be permanent?
It'd be nice.
That's not what I asked.
I didn't ask.
What were you supposed? You were just supposed to hand Olivia off?
Yes, the sorceress was to question her on why she was where she was, what she knew. She has an ability to extract information, I've been told.
Is there an antidote for your skin?
I don't know.
Oops, Edom with an O. Sorry.
Anything
So,
else we asked for?
former SAS. He doesn't know anyone else in the organization. Does he ever recognize anyone else in the organization at all from his previous life?
No.
He's a serious dead end. But one thing he told us that's interesting is that he wasn't there to kill her. He was there to abduct her. They must want her alive for something. But he, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay. What were you saying?
I was connecting the two parts that I don't actually know yet. I don't know Evan's talking to her. I know he is, but
I'm in via our encrypted group crossword puzzle game. I am that to you, Evan. Want her alive? Why? You have any idea?
God damn it.
Sorry, what did you say, Dan?
Oh, in my encrypted group crossword puzzle game that I share with Evan, I asked him if he had any idea why they'd want her alive.
He just said that shit's locked up tighter than a frog's ass.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, it'd be pretty cool, actually, if we...
Oh, God. Get out of here, Tyler.
That was shocking. I'll just say... all right, so there's really nothing more that we think we can get out of this guy.
Yeah, no.
And
definitely gives you leads, though.
I'll behead him.
What location?
Ask him about the light.
Before, is it always Morocco? Does he work other locations? Where has Edom sent him in the past? What other missions has he accomplished?
After the dead questioning, I'm taking his head. That's not an option.
He said this is one of his first ops.
What? Son of a bitch. All right. Well, then you
Which has obviously come to an end, and he kind of puts his neck out as he knows that Lily is about to.
I did just get my sword out. It's not very.
I attempt to get out of earshot.
Like he knows this is coming. He knows that he's expanded.
I'll just like stick the tip of my sword to like his Adam's apple and just push it through.
Oh.
He just kind of leans forward, almost leaning into it.
I accept his graciousness and continue to push.
We asked him, where did he receive the treatment? What location was he at when he got the injection?
I think he's dead.
He's pretty much dead.
Well, I mean, before he dies, we asked the question.
He doesn't have a voice box. If you pushed it through his throat.
He's pretty dead now.
Okay, so we because you're doing that in real time, but not.
I mean, I was just.
Fine. All right.
You said you were going to ask him one more question, and Tyler said, "I'm going to kill him." like I don't know.
Said when this is over, we weren't done.
Lily doesn't listen very well.
I did say when it's over, but
It doesn't matter. He probably doesn't
he
have
gave
very
us everything
much.
he really knew anyway. I
Yeah,
don't
he
give a
got
shit
everything
about
that
his like
matters.
little surgery.
Might have been interesting to see where he got the treatment, but yeah, okay, fair enough.
You would have been able to decipher that from his conversation. He was injected somewhere in Gibraltar at that station.
So basically, everything points back to Gibraltar. And what Jimmy had told us before, Evan/Jimmy, had told us before, was basically that the email had come from Gibraltar through Blade server on MI5 and out of London, then to us. So whatever information there is, it sounds like it's in Gibraltar. And if I know Evan, he's probably already asked this of her, but I'll ask Evan. I ask you via the crossword puzzle game. Has she mentioned Gibraltar at all? Does Gibraltar mean anything to her?
I would guess it's come up a couple times, but it certainly did early on. Absolutely. She went there, right? That was one of her stops.
No, she didn't go there.
She did not.
She went
We'll finish cleaning up here.
the other Gibraltar lead was through the satellite. It was the original email was sent, kind of bounced through the satellite station in Gibraltar.
She was in Bucharest.
She was in Bucharest and went to Marrakech.
From Marrakech. Yep. So
I got the legs. Let's go drag them, toss them in the back of the van, and go dump them in a ditch somewhere.
I signaled to Evan via the crossword puzzle game that we'll meet him at the airport. And I guess there's a question here too. Does one of you have like a fringe science network that you can set her up on? I mean, are we gonna take her with us, or are we gonna like?
We should take her with us. She knows more than anyone at this point.
I mean, I have fringe science and archaeology.
All right.
So
I have fringe science also.
How secret is our base in Sardinia? Is that like just a temporary base, or is that like a permanent base?
That's kind of where you guys have been working out of lately.
Okay,
that's temporary. Everything's temporary when you're a super spy.
Johnny, you would know of the place. It's far, but you would know the place that Evan generally goes, which is fairly safe. It's kind of in the underbelly of London.
So after everything, I'll ask
it's really
Terry
gross.
to look at my wounds.
Well, is the underbelly in London? I mean, are we meeting up now based out of character? Are we all agreed we're going to meet up?
Yeah, you're all meeting up. So the camera kind of goes away from the interrogation, and basically Tesla putting the body into the van.
We torch this interrogation site. Just saying.
Yeah, you guys can clean it. I mean, that's one of Tesla's specialties. Also, is getting rid of that.
Wow, Lily and Tesla are like a good combination.
Yeah,
Scary.
and so Tesla cleans the site, gets rid of the body. You don't really have any heat on you guys because you really didn't have any big interactions with the police or anything like that. Even though there's a little scuffle in the market, you guys made a story as to why. The camera kind of pans back from Marrakech, pointing back to you guys in Sardinia as you guys are basically joining back up there. So with that, you have 3 leads basically at this point. So you know that Olivia Liu was investigating information about the dig site in Romania. You guys know that the encrypted email that was sent to her about the dig site in Romania and the corporate corruption was sent from the exact same source that sent you your information, and that was based in London. And you guys could try to contact that source back through the email link that you already had. And then you also have information that Edom was working out of a site somewhere in Gibraltar. You could surmise that possibly your source in London was using that as a bounce spot, so that you would also look at that location.
So one of the things I would have asked her during sort of this interleading time, right, is if she can give us the approximate location of this dig site. Does she know? Obviously, she got there.
She can tell you exactly where it is.
Fantastic. So I would log that. I would basically provide a formal report that, as Johnny likes, right, just the kind of all the facts with the recording, and then obviously she can sort of regurgitate any of it as he questions her, but I would provide everything I was able to gather in that conversation.
Yeah, and you guys are able to, once you're back together, you guys do have archaeology. Tesla has archaeology. Tesla could look at the photos that Lou has on her phone, and it looks like they are excavating the remains of a medieval castle.
I'm like, you don't really think, do you?
Yeah, so I think that's exactly what I fucking think.
And so if you think about it, medieval castle in Transylvania and
know,
vampires. The lead,
Vampires.
it looks like they are searching for something. And so there you go.
You think it's UFOs now, Evan?
Yes.
So what I love is that Evan has not been present for any of your actions that would lead me to believe that you even think it's vampires. Yeah, that's what do you think it is?
Well, it's interesting that
But,
was weakened
come on,
by
think about it.
What?
Think about it for a second.
I am thinking about it. These people are chasing down a renowned journalist who documents UFOs. I have watched her talk, and she's brilliant, and she's beautiful, and she likes French fries. But listen to me. What else the fuck could it be? What do you think? It's, I don't know, vampires or something?
Yeah.
I look at everyone and I'm like, yes, vampires.
Oh, fuck off. It's tea time. I go to the kitchen. I'm going to get a tea. This is just too much. I haven't seen any of this shit. I have not seen one thing that would make me think it's vampires.
I just look over at Johnny and I'm like, you got to do something about him.
Yeah. Grab me a cuppa while you're at it, would you?
Right. Chamomile.
And Doctor, do you think that the fact that this guy was weakened by sunlight and slowed down might be related that his technology is somehow coming out of vampirism? They don't like light.
Related to vampirism, possibly the same blood dyscrasia that it created the scales is related somehow or derived from the blood of an individual who has clinical vampirism. But it's too early for me to decide this. I'm going to have to run some tests on this blood sample that I took.
Hey, Byron.
Science point to discover more about that, Director?
Sorry?
Can we spend a fringe science point to learn more about that?
Not this time. At this time, that's all.
Sorry,
That's
Tesla.
you're able to. You could definitely see some sort of photosensitivity, which has been linked to thoughts on vampires, but that's really already got out of that.
Based on my occult knowledge, and this is part of me trying to remember things in general. In some vampire legends, vampires are not actually destroyed by sunlight; they're just weakened.
Correct.
If I remember Bram Stoker's Dracula movie, Gary Oldman was walking around out in the daylight, except it only made him weaker, and he had to cover himself up. I think that's right.
Yeah. And that movie,
right.
and that movie has to be accurate. It was Hollywood.
Right. And so
Some vampires avoid sunlight because it makes them sparkle.
Oh my God!
I think we all agree that part of vampire
And
legend
it's
does not exist.
it didn't. But let's hope that's not true.
Well,
Yeah.
This is 2006, so this is before the movies. Is it before the books? think
I
it
hope
is.
so.
Yeah, actually, you could tell us too. Whenever we quote popular whatever, if that's also true in our universe.
Everything except for the Twilight movies. They don't exist.
Thank you.
That's it.
Well done.
Blessing.
That is some sort of fleeting alternate universe thing.
Gotcha.
All right. So with that in effect, it is about 20 after 12. If you want, I think this is a good place to wrap up this stream, and we can chat offline for just a brief second of where you guys are going to think about next. As a thing. We already talked about when we're going to play. So, yep, if you want to go ahead, Jason, and do that for real. Thank you, Myth Brigadiers, for watching us here on Twitch.
So, my fellow teammates, let's give Byron a round of applause. This was fucking fantastic. So, thank you.